Buenos dias, low baggers. My name is Jose Bouquett, and welcome in to the first edition of Betting with Bouquett here. Thank you guys all for joining me so much. As always, yes, it is Betting with Bouquett. Don't shake up your TV screens, your computers, your phones. The graphics on the screen are right. This is Betting with Bouquett, even though it does say Betting with the Bag right now. Shout out to my guy, Jimmy, on vacation today. I hope you enjoy it, my guy, and he's gone till next Wednesday will be his next show back. So that means it's us for a little bit, ladies and germs, and it's going to be a fun time today. I got my tie on. I've got it all messed up, but I've got it here. I wore the blazer. As you can see, we're a little disheveled, but we are ready to go. We're covering all three sports today: NHL, MLB, and the NBA. It's going to be a fun show, packed show, 20 games. We've got all three guests lined up. We've got Mr. Gogster, who we'll bring on here in a second for the NHL. Conor Mac joining us for the MLB. Little say hey plays action there. And it's Daryl joins us for the association, which is going to be a fun time. Red Sox, I should say the Bruins, the Celtics. I keep going through all the Boston teams. The Celtics play tonight. It will be a fun time against the Milwaukee Bucks. Going to be great. But let's give out a shout out to the chat first. I can already feel the roast coming in about my outfit today, and I appreciate it. I cannot wait. NATO World Order in here. Sam Colmer joining us, of course. Spenny Petty Jose stepping up the world. He gets a lead anchor for Jimmy. Lock it down. I appreciate it, Spenny. Yes, I didn't want the show to just end. You know, I know a lot of people love the capping, love the grind, and I want you guys to not have or not be without a show. And here I am. I'm going to fill in for Jimmy these next couple of days, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a fun time. As the days go on, I'm sure the viewer numbers will drop, but it's going to be a great time. Shout out to you guys. Mr. Vape, Kenny V. What up, Kenny V? I know. This is going to be interesting, Kenny V. Mark Schillingberg, D. Jenkins, Paco Healy. I know, Paco. A little Hispaniola in here. I know I surprised a lot of people. Shout out to you, my guy. Clint in here as well. Joey Harb, you guys, Nasty Nate, Viper MB, Billy Friedrich, Lucas Ryan. Thank you, Lucas. Probably the nicest thing I'm going to say. And Mark Schillingberg. This is a job interview right here. This is my first job interview, and I'm excited for it here. But let's not waste any more time. Let's talk about the ice. What some games yesterday. Oh, my goodness. All of Canada was on a knife edges last night, and I watched them all, and it was so thrilling to watch. And let's talk about it with our next guest here, Mr. Gogster, joining us today. Mr. Gogster.
Yo.
They're letting the young ones run this show for once. How you doing over there?
We're taking over, Jose. We're taking over. I'm feeling good, buddy. I'm ready to rock. You know, you look like a sports broker that's going to make us some money today, so I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to listen to whatever you got there. I'm here to bring you guys some hockey winners last night, though, Jose. Holy fuck, buddy. As a Toronto fan, you know, go Leafs, go, guys. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Unbelievable third period. We came out there, 3-2, 3-3, Jose. I thought it was going to be, I was already counting our game 6 loss. It's going to be another, one of them. But
same.
It could be a game 7 for us Leafs fans. We know what the game 7s can do to us. And we might have another one here. Hopefully they can get her done there, Jose, in Tampa tomorrow. But what a game they pulled out. Disappointing from Minnesota, looking like a deer in the headlights. That was a perfect opportunity. A lot of people were, including myself. But St. Louis, Tarasenko, their captain, and just a veteran-laden team, went in Minnesota and beat them 5-2, guys. That was a real surprise. And the Kings deserve to win that overtime. I know you guys probably caught that. Yeah, they came out in the overtime, Jose, and they just fucking brought it right.
They wanted it.
The first minute and 10 seconds there, Kempe went right around Duncan Keith, made him look really slow. And it was a nice goal right around Mike Smith. So it was a really good, the playoffs, guys, NHL playoffs, anything can happen. And we got 3 games. Colorado swept Nashville. That's one of those series you could have predicted with their third string goalie going. But we got 3 good games going, Jose. Let's dive right into everybody.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. The Leafs showing up, giving some heart. I definitely thought that game was over, especially when they were up 2-0 the Lightning, where I was like, okay, well, this is going to a Leafs full on just fold here and then try to get back here. But Austin Matthews and the big guns came in. Willie Nylander, he showed up for once.
Fuck,
Speaking of William, do we still have his 50 Shades of Grey? I don't think we do anymore, but he's still out there balling. Shout out to yes, we do. Shout out to Willie. Willie
There he
Nylander's
is.
50 Shades of Grey, and that mustache, very reminiscent of mine. And we'll talk about my mustache real quick, Gogster, because I'll recap my day yesterday. I had another shit day of baseball yesterday, and I decided in the middle of it, I was like 0 for like 4 or to start the day. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I need to have a change. So I went out here and I shaved everything, and I went with just a mustache because I need the good vibes. I need the good vibes, and I didn't have a winning day, but the 3 bets that were left on my card won after I shaved into only the mustache. I got a haircut. I'm taking this shit seriously.
Ready to fucking go. This, you look like a winning capper, Jose. I can't lie. I know some guys in the chat may disagree, as they do, right? We got a mixed bag of chat. People in the chat there. Great chat here. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Sammy Calmer there, Mikey M, Eric Jones, Danielle there. Dutchy, what's going on, Dutchy? Good to see you, my guy. Yeah, he's looking fresh, right? Impressive there, Jose. He's in. It looks like you're in Pub Sports, Southtown 101. Am I correct?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I can't do this shit on my bed. I would not be taking this shit seriously, unfortunately. I can quietly produce in my bed, but unfortunately here I'm hosting the whole show. I want everyone to feel nice and right at home, and what other place to feel at home than Southtown 101, Gogster? Let's get into these games, Gogster, because I'm excited about them. Got some people waiting for us, obviously, and I'm excited. And by the way, shout out to my guy Victor who made the graphics today. They're going to look a little different, obviously, because I didn't make them. But shout out to Victor, of course, making the graphics, making my job a little easier today because it's a lot of games to cap and cannot do both. So let's start off with the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the New York Rangers here. And Gogster, I'll start off with this. I thought the Rangers were for real this time for once. And by the way, I'm just realizing it's a 3-1 lead for the Pittsburgh Penguins today. So now I feel like Jimmy for once now. But it's a 3-1 lead for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
That people would think it'd be 3-1 Rangers right now, but no, the third string goalie for Pittsburgh's been standing on his head, and it's actually
Louis Domingue. Yeah. Who the hell is this guy?
Oh, Quebec's finest, buddy. This guy, I read a little article. He used to leave his net back in the day. Us Canadians, we used to play road hockey, and he'd leave his net on the road and say, "You know what, cars, you can go around me." This guy was, he was one of those guys that pulled his net away. A lot of balls, Quebec hockey players, they don't give a fuck. So. Anyways, a little background story. This guy's been playing hockey. He's been through like 5 different hockey teams in the last 4 years. Been bounced around, but Pittsburgh's looking really good, really good. Sorry, Jose, to cut you off there.
No worries. Please do, because as you know, my hockey expertise is not that high. And I'll tell you, doing some research on these Pittsburgh Penguins, I was realizing this is the last ride season. This is the last dance for them. This is the Canadian, the hockey version of the last dance. Sidney Crosby retiring? No, probably not. But is he going to be on this Pittsburgh Penguins team next year? Gogster, I don't know. But I'll tell you who might not be as well. Letang and Malkin.
Yeah.
Chris Letang, Yevgeny Malkin, probably not going to be on the squad next year. Salary cap reasons, as I've heard Jimmy the Bag say multiple times. And they're playing like they want one last deep playoff run with the boys together. And that's a hell of a motivating factor as any right there. And I'll tell you, and they dominated last game, obviously. We all know that. I read this stat, Gogster. I don't know what it means, but I'll tell you, it's pretty surprising. 5-on-5, Gogster, with Sidney Crosby on the ice. 90.9% of the expected goal share on the ice came from the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Crosby's on the ice. That is just like he's dominating. He's that guy, and it's tough to bet against him here. It's just like betting against Brady. It's just like betting against Jordan. He's that good, honestly. And it took me a while to admit this because the Penguins and the Bruins don't play in the playoffs, and the Bruins are kind of, shaky as it is. But Sidney Crosby, I would say a top 5 NHL player all time. And by the way, another stat to reinforce Pittsburgh's dominance last game, 20-1 high danger chances for Pittsburgh. So I think the Rangers are kind of cooked here, but apparently they're a minus 135, which I assume Victor has that flipped, and that will be the Pittsburgh Penguins.
No, that's right. No, that's correct. What? The Rangers are favored minus 135. Yes.
How, Gogster? How is this possible? I understand Igor Shesterkin's a great goalie, but he got his shit rocked. I was kind of surprised to see him in the net, to be honest, right?
Yeah, he's been rocked the last couple of games. Jose, he allowed 4 goals, then 6 goals at Pittsburgh. Struggled on the road. At home, he's been a lot better. But the expected goals, you said it. I have 4.3 game 2, 5.3 game 3, 5.29 game 4. The defense, it's a problem for the Rangers. Now I'm giving them their last chance here. I'm gonna go down on the Rangers fucking sword here. I at home here. This is an all or nothing. Now in those Shesterkin games, he's only played 3 periods in the last 2 games. He got pulled in the first, and then pulled in the second in the previous game on the road. So he hasn't been exactly worked as much as you would think. He's a top goalie in the league, guys. Now it's playoff hockey. You're going up against the most veteran-laden, probably hockey team in the playoffs. You got Letang, Getzel, Crosby, Malkin, Carter. All guys are producing. And then you got Heinen and Rogers, some back-end guys that are also producing. So I have a lean to the over, to be honest, Jose. If the Rangers win, though, they're going to have to keep it under, to be honest. They don't want it to be going in that shootout kind of style. They're going to have to keep it low scoring because that's what they did in the regular season. They were 3-1 against Pittsburgh regular season, 3-0, 3-2, and 5-1. When they're winning, it's keeping Pittsburgh under that 3-goal total. So I have a slight lean too, guys, to Pittsburgh team total under 2.5 plus 126. If the Rangers are winning, it's not going to be fourth. They're not going to get in a gun battle, as you could say. With Pittsburgh here, they're gonna have to figure out. I expect them to get to Domingue. He allowed 5 goals too in his one start he had on the road, so he's looked good. But I'm gonna trust Igor Shesterkin and what he's done. The Rangers, what they've proven to me the whole year, and what pretty much everyone in the chat. I know guys in the chat, they were big on the Rangers this year. I believe it was, I can't remember who it was in the chat, but we were very big on the Rangers, and I'm going to trust them here because if they do win this, it's 3-2, and Pittsburgh could very well close it out because the Rangers have looked god-awful on the road. That Game 6, Pittsburgh could very well win, but I think this is a good Rangers spot. I saw Jimmy the Bag also on it, I believe, too. So let's go really? Rangers. Yeah, I saw Jimmy on it, too, I believe. So +1. I knew in regulation, too. I think Rangers take care of business. They're not going to try and fuck around in overtime there. Sorry, my language. +119, New York Rangers regulation, Jose. That's going to be the first play on the card there.
Regulation, huh? What was that number again? Sorry, I just remembered that Jimmy asked me to record everyone's action too. So
write it down, Jose.
Yeah, I know.
+119. Play up +119, brother.
Wow.
I'm going to go with the plus. I really do think Rangers Game 6, Pittsburgh. I think I do think Rangers are in trouble. I think they can win this game though at home. Losing 4-1, I really don't see that happening, guys. I could be wrong, but I think Igor too, only playing 3 periods in the last 2 games, 4 goals, 6 goals against, not like him. Give him a shot here. Let's go with the Rangers.
Okay, Rangers in regulation +119. I forgot to mention this at the top of the show, and this is something I will be doing this whole week. All of my guests, all of their plays, I will be tailing in both NHL and NBA. I will do it in NBA, MLB too. Fuck it. I will be tailing all of their plays, no matter what, however I feel about them or what, because they are my guests. They are the experts on this show, and I believe in them wholeheartedly. They were picked to be on this show for a reason because they are the best at what
hopefully I'm here next week, Jose.
Hopefully you're here next week. I agree with you there, Gogster. So we started off with Rangers in regulation +119 for the boys there. Pretty surprising spot there. I thought the Pittsburgh Penguins would be favored here, but I understand the bounce back at home. Role players play better at home, all that good stuff. So let's keep it rolling here. Next game on the docket here. Man, shout out to Dennis Garcia. Every time I watch or I see a Capitals Panthers score, I always think of Dennis and just think of him just raging against the Panthers. Shout out to him. He has been adamantly a Caps guy through and through. Better 5-on-5. I think that's his whole big case on it. They're better 5-on-5. And I wanted to ask you this. We'll start off with this. I saw the TJ Oshie hit, a high hit. Kind of a little pop, 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 little elbow in the mouth. Apparently, I thought it was dirty. He didn't get any penalty for it, and apparently that's what changed the game last time out, and that's what got the boys going. Florida wins Game 4, 3-2 in OT. A little interesting there. Are these and I'll tell you, shout out to Carter Verhaeghe. There we go. There's a little
nice. Hey, Carter Verhaeghe. Yeah, well said.
Little Carter Verhaeghe there for the second goal of the game, OT winner. I saw it was pretty nice, little scramble. And the Panthers are, we all know that they're an offensive juggernaut, but they have just been stifled by this Capitals defense. And I don't believe they had Tom Wilson. You correct me if I'm wrong there. And Carlson, I remember my man hit from the Capitals there. He's a good defenseman. Yep. And those are all the defensemen I know on the Capitals. I don't know how they're doing this. And honestly, Gogster, I don't even know who I thought was in the Capitals net for them, but I did not know it was Ilya Samsonov. So
they get a couple guys.
Yeah, and I was pretty shocked to see that. And I mean, Dennis Garcia, what can we say? He's been right about this so far. If I was him, I'd keep betting Capitals money line. It's all the pressure in the world on the Panthers. I don't know why they're not scoring here, but Gogster, that's what you're here for. Tell us why these Panthers are not scoring. Is it just Samsonov standing on his head? Is it the defense playing well? I mean, Washington only had 16 shots on goal last game in an overtime game. So is this going to continue? What are we going to do here, Gogster?
Pedigree. I want to say pedigree, guys. I'm not talking the dog food either. I'm talking NHL style pedigree in the playoffs. Both Pittsburgh and Washington are proving how important it is. And looking at that hit there, you're talking about Jose coming through the middle of the ice. It's a danger zone, but he did get him a little. He got it as more shoulder. I thought it was a little shoulder. He got him high, but regular season, that's definitely a penalty. Playoffs, depending on the ref, that's kind of can let that one go. But Florida, yeah, they're not looking as well. Verhaeghe has been the difference maker, but Ekblad has been good, guys. He didn't play at all pretty much in the last half of the season, but he's got 1 goal, 3 assists. You really like seeing that from Ekblad. Barkov, 55%. Faceoffs are a big thing you want to talk about, too, in the playoffs, guys. One reason why, going back to the Rangers game, their faceoff percentage has been awful. They've been getting just beat down by these veterans for Pittsburgh on the faceoff circle. So same with Washington. You got Oshie, Backstrom, and Dowd. They're all at least 50% or above. Now, Florida, they do have Barkov, Giroux, and Bennett, strong power play, faceoff centerman. But even so, it's really puzzling, to be honest, Jose. They're a healthy hockey team, but there could be a scratch here actually with Marchman. Mason Marchman, which is a key player actually for Florida, brings a lot of body to the game. So they could be putting in a player that be his first playoff game for Florida. I'm kind of dancing around this one. What I played here, guys, was I think Florida's going to smack them. I think Florida's going to smack them. That game that they came back there, that they scored in the last couple minutes, and they had that nice overtime win against Washington. I think that was, they go down 3-1, they're in deep trouble, kind of like the Rangers. But that was a huge win. I think it could be the difference maker in this series. But I'm going to try. The line is crazy, though. The line, Jose, minus
225.
It was minus 138 regulation last night, or minus 142. It's now minus 128 at one of my books. So I played minus 128 on Florida regulation. I went down low enough where I think I'm still going to play it. If it's above minus 135, it's getting really risky for a Washington team, guys. That was the best road team in the regular season. This team was the best road hockey team in the regular season. It was a real tough matchup for Florida. But is it going to be Samsonov? Is it going to be Vanacek? That's my question, too. They've split the duties between both these goalies. Samsonov looking slightly a little bit better. So I want to know who's in net for these two goalies. Now, I thought it was more of a difference back in the last couple of years, but with Samsonov and Vanacek, I don't think there's too much of a difference. I just expect Florida to bring the heat, to put it all on the line here. I'm really kind of trusting hopefully this isn't a bad capping here. We'll find out. But my opinion, the regular season here, Florida and the Rangers, they're just so good at home, both these teams. Florida was 34-7. Now, playoff hockey and regular season hockey, anyone in the chat can tell you that's completely different. And you're seeing that in these veterans from Washington and Pittsburgh. But I'm really going to trust both these teams to extend the series. And if Florida wins this one, Washington I can see it going 7. But this is going to be a good hockey game. I lean to the under, too. I don't think it's going to be it's going to be a hard-hitting hockey game. I don't think there's going to be as many opportunities, open ice opportunities. Both teams are not going to be leaving 2-on-1s on opposite ends. So I think this one could lean to the under, Jose, but I'm going to be taking Florida in a regulation win here, minus 128. Yeah, Cashman's saying Florida -1, Bet Rivers. My score is 5-2. I know I said I like the under, maybe a 4-2. But I think they get her done here. I really do. I don't want to be I'm leaning on both sides too much here. But I'm really going to trust this home ice in both these hockey teams. And let's rock with the Panthers, guys. Let's go. Stanley C. Panther. That's their mascot, too, by the way.
Stanley C. Panther, eh?
Yeah, he's
a good name.
Beauty. Yeah, he gets the.
That's a good name for a Panther. Shout out to Jeff, by the way, in the bar right now. So shout out to Jeff Slaughter as always here. Yeah, Slaughter is in here. 2-2 series. It's gonna be a fun game right here. I think I would roll with your Panthers as well there. Dennis Garcia, of course, on Capitals money line, and God, I love it. I love the determination.
I get you, buddy. I get it. I'm just gonna trust what I've been seeing there, Dennis, and maybe not so much what I've been seeing, but just Florida's. Fuck, man, at home they're so good, and Capitals are the best road team. So we'll see what happens here. The line is a little bit high, -135. Any more than that, guys, I'd maybe stay off this one, but I pulled the trigger at -128 Florida regulation.
Beautiful. Let's keep it moving here. Last game on the docket, and this game means a lot to me, Gogster, because I fucked up. First of all, I'm a big dumb idiot. I thought Game 6 was Saturday, and I was like, oh. If it's on Saturday, I'm going to drive up to Dallas and go to the game with Dabby Cab before we go to the Rangers-Red Sox game on Sunday, but it's on Friday. Brutality. It's on Friday. So that made me really sad.
Go up Friday. Fuck it.
Well, unfortunately, I've got some shows to produce here, Ghost. We've got No Clean Sheets and such. Shout out to them. Friday nights. I love them. I don't want to leave them without me, obviously. But I wanted to go, Gogster. I wanted to go see my first NHL game, and I think this is going to be a fun game here. Calgary, Dallas, Jake Ottinger versus Markstrom projected right now. And you know what? I for the longest time, Gogster, I have silently followed hockey. Like I for example, when the Colorado Avalanche had like 4 top 5 picks in like 1 year, whatever it was, they had like 2 top 5 picks. I was like, I kind of like that. I like that squad because I like when teams hoard draft picks and draft young players. That's kind of my thing. That's what I do when I play Madden and all those franchise games and such. In Calgary is kind of that same model for me, but they always lacked the goalie. They always just had like a shitty goalie, and I never knew like what was wrong with it. But it seems like Jacob Markstrom might be that dude, Gogster. I've never heard of this man in my life, and he had a dominant Game 4, 4-1 victory for the Flames, and it seems like, and I got all these stats, by the way, from the Athletics, so shout out to them, and it seems like the Flames have finally broken through this Dallas offense, or Dallas defense, I should say. It's been a low-scoring series in general, but I don't know if it's a for sure thing. Is this Flames team finally gotten through and figured it out, and they're going to beat them down here at home, and then Game 6 in Dallas will be a hell of a game, obviously. But what do you feel about these Flames right now, and Daryl Sutter and all those boys?
Well, first thing I want to say, Flames, they did have a guy named Mika Kiprusoff way back in the day with Jerome McGinley and company. These guys they didn't win. They went to the Stanley Cup Finals back, I think it was 2006. So they were good way back in the day. And they even had Lucic, too, back on that team, I believe. Or no, he didn't. He was on Boston. But no, Calgary, Markstrom came over from Vancouver there, Jose. But after Kiprusoff, you could say they had a goalie, but this has been probably the best series in my opinion. There's been 7 goals scored between both teams here in this series. We're going into Game 5 too, guys. So this is a real defensive battle. Now Calgary have been playing 7D11 forward, so defensive-minded hockey is what Sutter's been putting out there. The total is a tough one here. At first, I saw someone in the chat, Dennis Garcia. Shout out to you, Dennis. I was leaning to the over before the show, but I was leaning to the under as I was capping it last night. So the total's really tough here, guys. I have a lean to Dallas team total under 2.5 as well. These 2 goalies, one of these goalies is going to steal the show here. So it could be Markstrom, it could be Ottinger. It's both teams shut out 1-0, 1-0 game 1, 1-2. This is a tough game. I do lean to the under there with, I think it was Red Girl there that was saying unders earlier.
Shout out Red Girl. I think she was as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I do lean towards unders here because they've been showing they just clamp down this is literally you score 1 or 2 goals in this hockey game and that's it. Like they're just trying to literally just play steady hockey. They're not trying to 35 shots on net. They're just trying to literally hold the fort. 7D 11 forward tell you that too with Calgary. They really want to not allow Dallas to get in their offense, and they haven't. Other than Joe Pavelski, 7 goals, 1 assist, they really haven't been a lot of other guys. Same with the Calgary. Other than Elias Lindholm, 3 goals, 56% face-off. Johnny Gaudreau finally scored last game, but they haven't been getting a lot of offense between these teams. So I have to trust kind of what I've been. Let's try this again. What I've been seeing in games 1 and 2. So I lean towards the under. It's not going to be an official play on my card, guys. I tweeted out Rangers reg, Florida reg just before the show. But one of these 2 goalies is going to steal the show. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas won this game. Yeah, I know Ronnie had regulation. Shout out to Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day. He's
on Dallas regulation, you said?
No, he's on Calgary. He's on Calgary regulation, I believe. There. Feel free to jump in the chat there. Our guy Ronnie Crawford always bringing us the heat.
Spreadsheet.
I have no play on this game, guys. I can hum and haw for days. One of these goalies is going to steal the show, in my opinion. Could be either or. Could be Jacob or Jake. One of the Jacob or Jacob.
I think this will be a fun game. I think this will be the best one of the 3, to be honest with you. I'm most excited to watch this one of the 3. And I will be watching this one because I want to be knowledgeable about the sports that I speak about.
You got to think it goes under too, Jose. These save percentages have been 0.960 and 0.952. Maybe some regression, but I don't see it.
I think my initial lean here might be to a Calgary team total over. But like you said, the goalies have both been fantastic, and that would just be me shooting in the dark. And Calgary's team total over is 3.5 right now, plus 100 over. So that's tough. 4 goals. Pretty tough.
We'll see if they can carry over because it's been night and day in Calgary, dead unders. And then on the road in Dallas, 3.2 expected goals. Calgary 6.3 last game. 3.81 Dallas game 3, 3.81 game 4. But then the first 2 games, they were just kind of feeling each other out. So I still think these goalies are just they're playing solid. But the more games you have under a video of these 2 goalies, the more you're gonna kind of figure them out. So I lean towards Dallas. Here, guys.
Okay, fair enough. I think I would agree with you there. Again, I'm gonna just trust you. I think the plus number is going to be a little bit like too enticing for me not to take it there. Plus 185, and I mean, obviously you're not betting a money line for the Calgary Flames, and Mike M earlier was saying, I believe. Let me double check here. Mike M was saying 28% of the tickets on Dallas, 46% of the cash, line dropping for Calgary. Don't want to be on that regulation spot. Gogster, it seems like he picked a good time to pass on this game. So I like that. Gogster, how about you recap your 2 plays on the card for us? And before you go, I'll ask you one more question, but recap your plays for today so far.
Saturday. Do Canadians pronounce it Calgary? Well, depending on how far north. True, depending on how far north you go, I know some of the Calgary, literally, but Calgary. I don't know, Calgary.
Yeah, you do say Calgary. So I have yes, you do say that. That is a Canadian thing. And I say it now to make fun of Canadians when I'm talking to strangers. Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, the Calgary Flames.
And if you say Toronto, don't say Toronto. You say Toronto.
No, Toronto. Yeah, there's no double T. There's only one T in there. Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto.
Yeah. When I go talk about the greatest organization in the world, the Toronto Leafs, I go to the Air Canada Center.
Close enough.
And we watch their games. Yep. Go Leafs.
All right. So, guys, here's my recap before we lose any viewers there. I got Washington holy Gogster, careful. I got Florida regulation, minus 128, and the Rangers here are going to extend the series against Pittsburgh. Louis Domingue, good luck here tonight. I think Florida going to throw the kitchen sink at them. Regulation on the Rangers, guys, plus 119. And this Dallas-Calgary game, sit back. If you're not too already in the bag for whatever you've done, or if you're not already going to work in the morning, stay up for this late game. It's going to be a fucking beauty.
Yes, it is. Gogster, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jose.
You, my man. We'll see you again this week, I think. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. But
buddy, I'll be here tomorrow, same time, same spot.
Oh,
I'll see you
yes.
Same time, same spot. We'll cap the card tomorrow. Toronto will be playing too, so I'll be fucking going gung-ho. I'll be ready to fly.
I can't wait. I've already looked at that line. A minus 120 for Tampa Bay seems very interesting to me, as they have not lost a game back-to-back in the playoffs in a very long time. Thank you, Mr. Gogster, as always, for joining me. Go Leafs, go, as my man Gogster would say. All right, Conor Mac is going to be joining us here in a second, but yes, as you can see on the screen now, it is time for everyone's favorite baseball show. One of the coldest baseball shows in all of YouTube right now, as the mic tries to slide on down for me. There we go. Let's tighten that bitch up a little bit. But yes, let's get right into it, guys. Because we're on actually, hold on. We're on a backwards counter here. Actually, no, I haven't updated the number counter. Oh no, or I should say the video. How could I? But let's recap my day first yesterday before we get into Say Hey Plays 35 here. But yes, it has been a fun season so far. A little bit of a rocky spot for me as I pull up last night's record. Yes, so we went 3-5 yesterday on the card. It was a tough one. It made me throw up, and it actually made me shave. As you guys can see, I have shaved. I only have the mustache today. Mustache Jose is here, and I'm excited about it. We lost Red Sox team first 5 under, Royals first 5 under, and then the accidental double up spot, which turned out to be a fucking disaster, an absolute disaster. Miami, Arizona first 5 under. That double up spot with body snatched Jose did not help me out there. Also lost that Minnesota first 5 money line. Glad my man Kyle Henley cashed on Justin Verlander being fantastic. What can you say there? Did cash my 3 bets that I did win. Chicago White Sox first 5. I got lucky as shit there. I got a 5th inning run, and I got lucky, so thank you there. And I had Giants first 5 minus a half, probably my best bet of the day. And Tampa Bay Rays, Los Angeles Angels over 8 was that. And I thank you, Brett Phillips, for making my favorite inning of baseball happen this year. So that was awesome. But let's get right into it. Let's get into Say Hey Plays 35 and bring in your next guest, Conor Mac. Conor Mac joining us on the program. Conor, how are you doing?
I'm good. Jose, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little sweaty, so I'm going to turn on the AC here in a second, and I'll let you do your thing.
Damn, dressed to impress today, huh?
Yeah, you want me to stand up too? You want to see the lower half?
Jeans.
I've got jeans on in the lower half too, my man. I got jeans. We're ready to go. I'm comfortable. I am a little sweaty, but I'm excited about this card. We got a bunch of baseball games to run through before we get into the association. Some of these games don't have pitchers announced yet, so it's a little dicey there. But I'm excited to talk about them, even if they don't have pitchers. Conor, how was your baseball yesterday, and how's your season going so far?
Yesterday was good. I went 3-1 or 4-1 because I had some on the Angels as well. So it was a good bounce back day. I had a shitty Tuesday. It was one of the roughest days. It brought me back to that Sunday. Those are about the 2 worst days I had. Remember that first Sunday we had?
Yep.
Bloodbath. So yeah, we bounced back good. We went 4-1. So let's keep it rolling. We got to get you going hot again too, Jose. Shout out to the chat, the guys in here.
Appreciate the chat, but Conor, I mean, I shaved into the mustache. I told you in all the chat what happened. We go 0-4 to start off that little day yesterday, whatever. I said, fuck it. And I shave, get to only the mustache, and then we sweep the nightcap. So,
nice.
Conor, let me tell you, the stash is back, and it's feeling good. It's feeling good, and I think it's going to rock today. Let's start off with the Milwaukee Brewers, Cincinnati Reds here. I'm excited to talk about these games. I have not moved on anything officially today on the MLB card of my own. I'm going to make all these plays on the show as one Jimmy the Bag would. and it is going to help me slow down a little bit because these last days have been rough, and I am going to come back out of it. I cannot wait to do so. Adrian Hauser versus Vlad the Impaler Gutierrez here. Vlad, a crisp 0-5. Tough scene for Mr. Vlad. And by the way, I forgot to answer someone's question. No show later today. No 4:30, 5:30 Say Hey Plays. This is Say Hey Plays for today. So that is why we are doing the counter and everything right now. Say Hey Plays right now. So this is going to be a good show. Vlad, like I said, 0-4, 0-5, excuse me. 4 1/3, 8 hits, 7 runs, two home runs at the Milwaukee Brewers last time out. Cold world for him there. Adrian Hauser against the Reds last time out. 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 6 Ks, and a walk. Initially, when you see these pitchers going back to back, I'm starting to go with overs now, and I think these last couple of days, Connor, the tide is starting to turn on the unders, and I think everything's starting to get overs a little bit more. So I wanted to ask you here. I think my first initial lean here, and I'll double check the line here, as we have the total at 8.5 now. Or actually, excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong game. Looking at Dodgers now. We have the total at 9.5. So the number has gone up a little bit, and the first five totals at 5. So obviously, people are thinking the same way I am right now. Connor, what are you thinking?
Yeah, this is Brewers or nothing. I mean, how can you take Gutierrez right now? I mean, the Reds are playing a little bit better baseball as of late, which is going to happen. They're just, they're not going to, win 15 games all year. I mean, I'd be shocked if they did. But we had Gutierrez last week with Jimmy. I had them that first 5 under. I guess it was 4. It went to 4.5, and there was 4 runs just like that. They each got 2. Brewers hit him pretty well. Yelich hits him well. All these guys. He's going to have a good start, and I'm leery of that. And even the books see that they're playing better because this has moved a lot, though, the run line. Last night, I think I could have got it minus 105 or 110. Now the Brewers, you have – what do you have? I got like right around 135.
I've got minus 132.
Yeah. So that's a bummer. I didn't move on it last night. That's the only play for me here. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. The team totals 5.5 around there, minus 110. I don't want that either with the Brewers. I know they've been swinging it better as of late, and I think they get 6 runs, but they're not going to get my money here today. I'm not going to put it out like this. And you got to think Gutierrez at some point has a decent start, and I'm just leery of that. He's back at home. Is this it? Can he go 5 or 6 and maybe give up 1 or 2? It's possible. So early game, I'd be leery of this game a bit. But for me, it's Brewers or nothing.
Yeah, and Vlad has had a back-to-back this year against the team. It was the Padres within his last 3 starts. So his first start against the Padres, he had a pretty decent one, 4 2/3, 2 hits, 3 earned runs there. At the Padres, it was a little more surprising. But he comes back at home versus the Padres, 4 innings, 6 earned runs there, 2 walks, 2 Ks, 6 walks. I wouldn't want to put my money on him here. Like you said, the back-to-back scares me, and he will eventually have a good start. So maybe he just flips his starts there. But I like Adrian Hauser. I think the run line is good, but minus 130 is too much, and I would lean towards the over. But if you missed the 9, then I wouldn't, I guess, recommend betting the 9.5. So shout out to that.
I don't think you're ready. Real quick, Jose, I don't think you're ready for 9.5, or I'm not at least taking
No. So, I agree with you wholeheartedly there. I physically am not ready for 9.5s, and I'm not ready for over 5s either. Not ready for those. By the way, a Taint play of the day is in. By the way, it is coming up later. We will mention it when it comes, but I'm excited for that Taint play of the day. I forgot that I'm the one hitting all of those buttons today, so that is a reality that just hit me just now. So I'm excited to hit the buttons. It is very fun. All right, so let's move on to the next game on the docket here. Let's look here. Dodgers versus Pirates. Ryan Peptop. His name reminds me of Pepto-Bismol, so shout out to him, but he looks like he is the real deal. I didn't have enough time to cap him, unfortunately. I had a little late release for him. And other side, we've got Dylan Peters, obviously, who is turned out to be probably the best pitcher on this Pirates staff, reliever or starter. He's come in a bunch of times. He's a long reliever. He's an opener at times, and he's done pretty well. We'll start off with our man Ryan Peptop here, and I don't even know if I'm saying his name correctly, but we're going to call him Peptop. In 2022 so far in AAA, he's 2-0 with a 2.05 ERA and 26 innings pitched. He's got a 3.16 FIP, 36 Ks, 36 Ks to 12 walks. So obviously, AAA numbers there, you can take them with a grain of salt, but the K to walk ratio is one of the things that I look at, and especially AAA. If I think a pitcher has a low K to walk ratio, I don't want to bet him, especially then. And I think that this will be a fun matchup for Ryan. You know, obviously the Pirates have not hit very well, and Dylan Peters. Let me see here. Dylan Peters has had last 3 appearances. He had 1 start in those 3 appearances. 1 blow-up start at the Cincinnati Reds last time out. No innings. Didn't even get an out. 4 earned runs off 1 hit. 3 walks there, so he sucked there. At Detroit Tigers, 1 hit ball, 4 Ks, 1 walk. And then at the Padres, 1 inning of no hits, 1 K there. So ultimately, I think this would be a stay-off game for me. Maybe I'd lean towards the under. Mookie Betts also not in the lineups today. I saw that as well. I will pull up the confirmed, or I should say the projected lineups on RotoWire to see what they've got out, to see if there's any more absences. But ultimately, I've got nothing on this one, Connor. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's just tough. This kid's coming in on the road. It's just his first start. I just got to watch it. I mean, I don't blame anyone wanting the Dodgers here. I think they could take care of Peters, who's pitched pretty well. He wasn't too bad last year at times. I took him on some first 5 unders. That could be an early game here. Can this young kid pitch well? He had a big problem last year when I watched him, because I know all the Dodger minor leaguers. When he moved from AA to AAA last year, he got lit up. He had a 2.87 in AA, and when he came up, he had 11 games. He had 9 starts in AAA last year. He had a 7 ERA. He got hit around. Now, this year, he's come out 6 starts. He's got a 2 ERA. He's looked really, really well. He hasn't given up more than 2 runs any start in the PCL. And he's gone about 5 innings every start. So he's been money for them. But I'm leery of the jump to the big leagues and all these guys' first starts. But the kid's got some real shit. I want nothing here. I'd like to lean under. Will he pitch well? Maybe. I just to stay away. I just want to watch this one and not bet it for today.
Yeah, I think for sure I'm with you there. I want to watch this game and not bet it at all. Ryan will be an interesting start there. Shout out to Ixnizzle for joining us. Big Ragoo, Unc Oliver. Love how everyone says the same version of the same thing with the Zoot. I'm either going to a graduation, a birthday party, or a bar mitzvah. And guess what? This is, in fact, what I wore for my graduation in college. So shout out to me and Nasty Nate with an original one, a different one. Looks like I sell Bibles after church. By Jeff Waller another day, but yes, I do sell Bibles after church. It is, so someone has to do it. Someone has to make that money, Nate. So it's a booming business. She got about it. All right, so let's move on. Next topic, next game: Toronto Blue Jays, New York Yankees, and early game of the year candidate last night. Back and forth. Blue Jays take the early lead. Yankees claw all the way back. Aaron Judge, 3-run home run in the bottom of the 9th, I believe, to win the game. Man, it just hurt my feelings to watch that. I felt bad for Jordan Romano, even though I think he stinks. And I felt bad for all Blue Jays backers. Yankees backers, you get some life. Is this the time where you go back to the Blue Jays, though? You've got Jose Barrios versus Jameson Taillon here. Barrios, last time out, 4 2/3, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts at the Cleveland Guardians. You got bad Barrios there, basically, that came out. Versus Houston, 5 2/3, 7 hits of 1 earned run ball off a home run, 5 Ks, 2 walks, and then dominated Boston at the Toronto Blue Jays there. 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks, and a walk. So it is really much a Jekyll and Hyde thing with Jose Barrios. It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's just one of those guys that you just got to bet on.
Just what he does.
Yeah, you got to bet on him, and if you bet on him, you got to hope that he's pitching well, and you will be able to figure that out pretty quickly. If he's throwing strikes, gets out of the first inning clean, limits the walks, you'll be feeling great. Jameson Taillon on the other side had been quietly fantastic, and then I wish I could talk shit about him, but he's been great this year too. Last 3 starts, he's given up 2 or less runs each time. At these Toronto Blue Jays, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 4 Ks, no walks. Versus the Baltimore Orioles, 4 2/3, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks, 1 walk, And the Cleveland Guardians, 5 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, no walks there for Jameson. I think I would lean towards an under here, but that's pretty ballsy with Barrios. Nothing for me on this one again, unfortunately. I guess I like the Yankees here. I guess I would lean towards the Yankees. Which is crazy to say. I think I trust Jameson Taillon more than I trust Jose Barrios. So I guess I'm leaning Yankees here to start off here. Connor, what about you?
Yeah, early start here. This is Barrios' second start in Yankee Stadium this year. He did well already. I was looking up last night. What do you have here? I pulled up. I think he went 5 innings. He gave up a run or 2. He pitched decent. Yeah, we got bad Barrios. Usually after a shitty start, he is pretty good. He bounces back, but he's back out on the road again. Here it is. No, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs is what I have. April 13th. You have that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so not that great. I want to take the wind's blowing in. It's an early game. That small ballpark always scares me with these two teams that can mash. I want to take this first 5 under 4. I just don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger here, and I do not have a lot of time to decide. So that's what I was looking at. I was looking – these pitchers have been good. Taillon's been good, especially at home. He's been, quietly good like you talked about. And a big win last night, for the Yankees. Nothing like a 3-run jack to walk it off.
Especially
good.
when you need exactly 3. Those are always the most satisfying walk-offs. You need a 2-run home run. You're down 1, you get that. You're down 2, you get the 3-runner. Stuff like that is just always very satisfying.
Well, I was on the Marlins the other day when they were up 2-0 when the Pods hit a 3-run jack. That one stung. Yeah. So
there's nothing like a walk-off home run in gambling. There's nothing like the pain and happiness of it. The two dichotomies. I was thinking last night, Connor, actually just randomly in my head, I was like, I wonder if Aaron Judge feels better about hitting that home run, or does some random gambler just feel better than he does right now because he's cashing that ticket? And I just wanted to measure the level of happinesses. And I was like, I think the gambler's got him.
I don't know, man. When you hit a walk-off jack like that, I mean,
first of his career, too. First walk-off home run for Aaron Judge of his career. That's why a bunch of people were pretty surprised by that, too. And I'm looking at Barrios right now. He went at the Yankees, like you said, 3 earned runs there. A little bit of a shitty start, but he comes right back at Boston with a great performance, 1 earned run there. And it'll be interesting to see how he bounces back off this 6 earned run spot. You know what, Connor? I think I'm going to roll with you there. I think I'm going to take the first 5 under 4 at -120 myself. I said at the top of this show that it feels like the overs are starting to hit. And here I am taking the first 5 under 4 here. Maybe the offenses, it takes a second to get them back going again after last night's craziness. But I just
that's what I'm just rolling off of. I want to double check the wind. I mean, I have it blowing in and over 10. But I got to look at a couple other sites here.
Julian Cesario, by the way, is saying it was Boston. LOL. It was Boston. They do stink on offense. You're right about that. But it is definitely him bouncing back off of a bad start. And that's what we're worried about. I took the first 5 under 4 -120. And Jake Burns is saying exactly what I was thinking just now. First 5 under has been fucking killing me. No can do. I've been killing me the last couple of days too, and I'm on it right now. So it will be interesting to see. Cheshire Cat also mentioning Jose Altuve's walk-off grand slam as well. I believe that's the one with Chapman and his face, and he's just smiling. I don't know if that was last year's, but it's very good. Fireside under the first 5-4. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game here. Connor, are you going to move on it? Have we guilt you enough?
I'm going to move. I got -115. So.
Oh, good. Even better. Fantastic. So Connor on the first 5 under 4 here, and I will write that down.
We need those sleepy bats. Yeah, I need Barrios to be on. Man, he scares the shit out of me on the road. But I like he got ripped around last start, so let's get it, Jose.
I do not like Barrios as well, but let's fucking get it, Connor. I'm excited about that game now. Next game on the docket, Guardians versus White Sox. Savali versus Vince Velasquez here. And God, the White Sox are annoying, man. They're so annoying to bet on. I got so fucking lucky with that 5th inning run to cash that first White Sox first 5, or I would have been selling my shirt. I would have sold this blazer out for some cash if I didn't win that bet last night. got lucky there, and they're a frustrating team to bet. Vince Velasquez on the bump, and I don't need to be reminded of what his last start was. I cashed the first 5 under on his last start because I knew that he would dominate the Red Sox. The Red Sox were in the deep depths of their slump there. Here, I think that he gets touched here, Connor. I think I want to take the Cleveland Guardians in some form or fashion, and if not the Cleveland Guardians, I want an over here as well. I think Savali also is susceptible, of course. 5 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 8 Ks, no walks versus Toronto. I would call that a pretty good start for him. 4 innings, 6 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 Ks, 1 walk at Oakland, and then at the New York Yankees, 3 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 Ks, 1 walk again. So I don't really trust Savali. And, as I'm pulling up the number, I'm pretty shocked, and I'm going to make this bet immediately right now. I'm taking the first 5 over 4 here at 4.5 at minus 120. Again, not my favorite juice as always, but I'm kind of surprised that this number is not a 5 here as well. I expected that to be a 5 when I pulled it up. So seeing a 4 is surprising, and I will take it there. So first 5 over 4.5, minus 120 for me, Connor. What about you?
Yeah, I do not want Aaron Savale, and he's not too bad of a pitcher. I mean, I think he's a 500 type guy. His ERA is blown right now. I think he's got a 9 something. He's not done well. He has not done well against these White Sox. It's tough for me to bet the White Sox. I know they got the job done last night, but I think the bats are coming around. Yeah. I think they're coming around though a little bit. It seems like lately. Pollock's back in the lineup. Robert, they hit Savali pretty good. If you roll through this lineup, Brado's only 2 for 5, but Robert's 5 for 11. Anderson 7 for 17, 3 homers. There you go. Jackie of the day on Timmy Anderson. So a few good at bats. Other guys have decent ones. Some of the lower lineup here too. I like the White Sox in some form or fashion, and that scares the shit out of me to say. I don't know if I get here, but I'd take them. I'd fade Savale again here on the road. And I like the White Sox early. I'd take them minus a half a run here.
Well, then I'm glad I'm on the over then, because like I said, I don't like either one of these pitchers. I took the first 5 over 4.5.
And, well, that's the problem with me is that's basically back in Vinny Velasquez here. And
so, well, I mean, Vinny, he gives up a couple runs on his own. I'd be happy with it. Vinny, give up some runs. I challenge you, Vince Velasquez, to have another great start again. That is not against the Boston Red Sox. I challenge you, and you go ahead and do that, my man. And if you
he gets hit too, he gets rocked. I mean, he can give up 5 quick.
So I will take that first 5 over. I think either one of these guys, like you just mentioned, I think either one of these guys can give up 5 runs, no problem at all. And I'm going to pull up. I don't know why what's wrong with me today. I did not bring up my splits for the last couple of weeks to see how our guys are doing here, but I can't believe it, to be honest. I can't believe that that's a 4.5. But we're just going to keep the show rolling here, and I'll bring up the splits later. And I just know that the Guardians are one of the best hitting teams against righties right now, which is shocking. Shocking to say right now. Shocking. All right, next game on the docket, Miami Marlins versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. A series that has just fucking bit me, man. Just really bit me. I have not been able to get these games. And Merle Kelly is back on the bump here. By the way, JPZ mentioning Mike Stanton is out. Merle Kelly in the bump here.
Beautiful.
And I would say, he's fighting for Jimmy the Bag's ace spot in his rotation right now. Merle Kelly looked phenomenal last time out, and he helped us on a first 5 under in that game. 8 2/3, 7 hits, 1 earned run, 8 Ks, 2 walks there. Couldn't close the job in the 9th inning to get the complete gamer, but he was great. On the other side, we've obviously got Sandy Alcantara. And this is going to be weird to say, man, but I guess the line reflects it. I'm leaning towards Merle again because Sandy, we all know his kind of struggles on the road here. He's a much better pitcher at home. Last time out for Sandy on the road was at the Padres. 4 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 5 Ks, 2 walks. And versus Seattle Mariners at home, which is a shocking part of it. I remember betting on him at this start. 5 2/3, 6 hits, 5 earned runs off 2 home runs, 6 Ks, 4 walks. Did not have his shit. But it does seem like he has settled some of those home road splits issues. because he did go to at the Nationals this year. 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run ball there, 5 Ks, 3 walks. So I guess I'm leaning towards the first 5 under here as well. But I just, like I've mentioned, it's starting to get a little dicey taking these first 5 under. So I guess I'd lean towards Arizona, but nothing for me at the end of the day on this one, Connor. What about you?
Yeah, I like the under here as well. Merrill Kelly's been money, especially at home. This guy's he's the ace of their staff. I mean, Gallen's pretty good as well. But either guy, I think he's 1A, 1B here. The Marlins just can't hit on the road. They just struggle. And I don't trust them. I didn't trust them last night. And they put up 2 quick runs there, too. It was scared the shit out of me. The D-backs took care of business. They were plus 120 I got yesterday. I was shocked. I thought that line was wrong. This line's a little bit better. I think the D-backs are just playing good baseball right now. I don't think you want to step in front of them. And I like Sandy. I think he's a great pitcher. I like him a little bit better at home. What were his road here? I'm going to pull this up. Has he been too bad on the road this year?
No, I'll pull it up as well. But no, he's been pretty decent. I'm pretty sure he's probably only had like 2 road starts, and they're probably the 2 road starts that I've mentioned at Seattle, at Washington and at the Padres. And he had 1 to begin the year at the Giants, 5 1/3, 3 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned in that start. And if you want to look at his early home road splits, 20 innings at home, a 3.15 ERA, 2 home runs, 7 earned runs allowed. And that's 17 Ks, 6 walks. Away this year, 15 1/3, 2/3, 2.87 ERA with 1 home run allowed and 5 earned runs in total. So it's gotten better. Obviously it's still a small sample size, and I think his home pitching pitching numbers will get a lot better throughout the year. But it does seem like he's figuring his shit out on the road.
This is a game where I like the under. And it's surprising to say with these 2 bullpens that last year I think weren't that good. If I had the 8.5, I'd almost go full game here. I mean, Sandy seems like he gives up just 2 runs here lately on the road. I think it's similar. That 4 is dicey. That's where I need the hook. I still like the first 5, but if I had 8.5, I'd lean under. I think this is an under game. So I like that. And I don't want either side. To me, it's D-backs or nothing. I do not want the Marlins on the road.
Yeah, I've got an 8 for the total for first 5. The chat liking the first 5 under too. Big Ragu on the first 5 under. Rant on the first 5 under. C. James like no run in the first inning here.
That's where I'd look.
Robert Franklin leaning first 5 under 4, leaning D-backs -0.5 plus 130. Gas Station Report has a question for you, Connor. I'll let you take this one because I do not really. Do you guys factor in nighttime, daytime pitching stats?
Yeah, I do. I look at what guys do in the day and the night for sure. It's not the end all be all, but it's definitely something I like to look at. Some guys just like to pitch better in the day, but I don't take crazy merit, but it's something I always look at. I look at all that stuff.
There we go. See, there's some good Conor Mac insight there. You can get a -115 money line for both these squads. I think I'm going to move on the first 5 under there. I'm going to take it first 5 under 4, -110 for me there. So we will write that down, and we have to keep all this records intact because if I fuck up the record keeping, Jimmy the Bag will fire me, and you don't want that.
I think you can handle it, Jose. Just a few days of record keeping.
I appreciate it, Connor. I will admit my hands sweat less than Jimmy's, but he might be a little bit of a record keeper than I am. Who's to say? All right, so let's keep it rolling here. Let me double check and make sure I did bet that. I'm going to bet it right now, actually, because I didn't, and it is officially in. Lovely. All right, so let's keep it rolling here. Philadelphia Phillies, Seattle Mariners. It is Logan Gilbert Day. And as you guys know, normally I would bet Logan Gilbert immediately as soon as I saw him, first 5, whatever. But he had his first, rocky start of the year. 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earns versus the Tampa Bay Rays. It's a solid opponent, obviously. So I'm not going to really hesitate on betting him again. I'm going to pull up the line here because I did not bet anything pre-show. -0.5 is at -115. And Connor, I'm going to need you to tell me why you don't think that's a good bet because that's where I'm leaning so far. I mean, the Philadelphia Phillies offense is obviously great. Let me see if I can pull up their splits now finally, but I think this Phillies offense is obviously great, but they get run up by Robbie Ray yesterday. And what I figured would be the last stand for Robbie Ray. If he can't dominate a Phillies team, which would be last against lefties this last couple of weeks, then I'd be really concerned for Robbie Ray. But he ended up doing his thing. I probably should have taken them, but I did not. Right now, the Seattle Mariners, because they have got Bailey Falter on the other side for the Phillies, reliever. If we're going to do the opener thing with the Philadelphia Phillies, then I don't know. I don't know what we're thinking there because they've got a bad bullpen to begin with. I'm on RotoWire. It doesn't even have a primary listed. It just has Bailey Falter. So, Connor, why should I not be on Seattle first 5 minus 115 or minus a half minus 115, I should say?
Yeah, you should be on it. I'm going to look at it too. Here's the dynamic, though, that I was talking about last night on the show with Nick and Cab. So you have 115 first 5 minus a half?
Yes. Let me double check here. Yeah, minus a half minus 115.
Yeah, the discrepancies are really big right now, I find. So 115, it makes me think I don't mind that play, but I'd rather go full game and take that shitty Phillies bullpen. I know Gilbert, you get that for sure going the first 5. And he kind of had his worst start. I mean, it was 5 innings. He only gave up 3 runs, I think, in his last start. But that was the worst one he had all year. Falter should just go 2 innings, and then you have the rest of the day. I kind of like Mariners full game. I'm getting plus 145 on the run line. I got to take plus money all the time as I can. So I like the Mariners. Give me full game on the run line, plus 145.
I think I'm going to shout out to Bobano. I think I'm going to do the Bobano split here because I'm pretty surprised that we're rolling out a Phillies bullpen, and I should probably pull up a bullpen ERA stats right now, but I can't see a Phillies bullpen dominating I mean, obviously we've seen the Mariners.
We've seen the Mariners, yeah.
Yeah, they've had a little bit of a slippy slide right now. But I don't understand why right now the Mariners are 9th against lefties. So we can start there. And the bullpen ERA ranks, highest bullpen ERA. The Phillies have the 8th highest right now at a 4.19, a 3.5 FIP, and a 3.8 expected FIP, a 1 WAR. So it's not like they're a negative WAR bullpen. That's pretty impressive that they even have 1 WAR, 10th best. But I think I'm going to take Seattle first 5 minus a half, and I'm going to take the Seattle run line with you at plus money there.
I love it.
Are you making that a picture, Connor?
Yeah, I'm going to pull up. Give me the plus 150. Let me see, though, because I do have Bookmaker. I'm just not. I got to pull everything up here.
No, do your thing. That gives me enough time to write down.
But I'll take the 154 instead of this 145 just looking at Bet Online.
154. Yeah, I got a 145. I'm perfectly fine with betting that. Of course, the 154 sounds great. That is what we locked you in there, Connor. Seattle run line plus 154. 2 plays on your card so far. This is exciting. We're moving it down. We're doing our thing. We've got Daryl Rice joining us for NBA, so stick around for that. It's going to be a fun time. Let's keep this pace high. Colorado Rockies versus the San Francisco Giants here. Alex Cobb versus Chad Cool. And boy, has he been cool this year. He was on the other side of the Merle Kelly 8-run inning game, and we were on the first 5 under there. That cashed no problem. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, 2 walks. Versus Cincinnati Reds, he dominated 7 1/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 Ks. And at the Tigers, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 4 Ks, 2 walks. Chad Cool, phenomenal. I mean, what can we say about him? Alex Cobb on the other side, he came off his groin injury, and I kind of thought, like, okay, well, let's pump the brakes and let's see it. And he kind of did it. He did his thing again. He kind of did a great job. 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks, a walk, off 1 home run there for Cobby. I don't have anything on this game to begin with. I think I would obviously lean towards under here with these pitchers, but I do not want to keep doing these betting unders right now because I feel like these overs are starting to hit. So a little concern for me here. I'm going to stay off for now. I want to hear what you in the chat has to say, Connor, before I move on anything. Do you have anything so far on this game?
You know what? I didn't take it last night. I just balked at it. I did in game one. I know these teams can to be an under, but the Rockies are in town. This number's too low, at 7.5. I have to go over in this spot. Cobb is just up in the air, and you got to think Cool is just destined to get hit. I mean, this isn't, we've seen this guy. It's not like this is his second year. Like, he's pitched for a long time, the Pirates, stuff like that, and he's been phenomenal. But now on the road, I look over. I think the Giants probably win again. But yeah, I think that over is the wind swirls there in San Francisco, but still blowing out. They easily got over last night. I got a little jack here. CJ Cron's 5 for 16 with 3 home runs. I was looking up here. Let me pull this back up.
And by the way, Connor, while you pull that up, thank you for
Billy 5 for 16, 3 bombs, real quick.
Ooh,
3 bombs. And Brano Gridich is, I always say, fuck up his last name. He's 8 for 14 with a homer. A couple of guys, maybe for the Rockies.
I will want to mention this because I thank you for Billy Friedrich for keeping me on my shit. This is the tame play of the day, Connor. And guess what? It's on the over. It's on the over 7.5.
Really?
And yeah, it is. And I think that's what's going to push me to move on it as well here. I can wholeheartedly agree with you guys there. And let's get it. Tank play of the day, the over 7.5 here. Tank! Shout out to Taint.
Dude. God. With Taint aligns, I'm rolling with Taint.
All right.
I bullshitted around the last couple of days and left money on the table. Well, I was just, when you have so many games, Jose, when you start, I just wanted to keep it instead of that 0-2, 1-2 day. You can have a 1-4 or 5 day. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, I said I was going to keep it kind of tight today, and I feel like I've added 3 plays just back to back here. So I'm on the over here as well. Tate play of the day. Connor, you officially making that as well?
Yep.
All right. So Conor Mac and myself and Matty Ice all on the Taint play of the day. The over 7.5. Right now, I've got that at even money too. Wow. I've got that at even money for me. So Connor, can you get a better line than that? Do you have anything better?
No, I got even money as well.
Yeah, so we're going to take that over 7.5 at even money. I guess, it's kind of that thing. Originally, I mentioned at the top of the show or at the top of this cap, you look at these pitchers, you think under immediately. That's the first thing you think of because both of them have been thriving and pitching well, but unders aren't hitting anymore, apparently, guys. The balls are, I don't know what, it's not that the balls are being swapped out, I think. It's the kind of that the weather's warming up, like my guy Basil was saying. Weather's warming up, and the ball does change. The weather does change the ball. It does make it expand or whatever. So I think the balls are changing a little bit and making it a little easier to hit yabos. All right, so let's move on. Great game there. I'm excited to watch it now. We're on the over there. Next game here, Chicago Cubs versus the San Diego Padres, I should say. And we need a little help here. Need some pitching help. Connor, who do you have for the Chicago Cubs? Because I do not have anyone yet. And we've got Nick Martinez on the bump here. Let me double-check RotoWire to see who they might have. They've got their man Keegan Thompson on the bump. Keegan Thompson versus Nick Martinez. You got that too?
Yeah, I have that as well.
All right, so we got.
Let me check a couple others.
Keegan Thompson, Nick Martinez, and I would say that Nick Martinez has been one of my most prominent fades this year. Shout out to my guy Dabby Cap, who was all over Nick Martinez and how bad he was. But it seems like he's gotten just significantly better at the end of the day. We were fading his first 5 and kind of getting kind of lucky with him. He kind of walks 2-3 dudes and then gives up a home run and gives us the win there. But he's been phenomenal. What can you say? 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 4 Ks and a walk. At the Reds, 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, 2 walks. And versus the Dodgers, 4 2/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs off 2 home runs, 4 Ks, 5 walks. So he walks guys, but he always seems to wiggle his way out of there. Honestly, if I had a choice, I would continue fading him. But Keegan Thompson has pitched well this year, 2-0 with a 1.17 ERA. That's not a fucking mistake. But I think I'm going to just ultimately stay off this game for me to stay for right now. Maybe I look towards an over 8. It's even money again. And maybe I have the balls to take the Cubs plus 140, plus 137 currently. But yeah, I'll stay off this game. And I'm, like I said, keeping it tight. Keeping it tight. Connor, what about you?
Yeah, I do not. There's no way in hell am I going to lay whatever, minus 150, 160 with Nick Martinez. I know he's looked better. And when he locates, he will pitch well because he can't throw 95. You know, his fastball tops out at about 90. So, but he's got to work that change and curve. And he's got to be on his spots. If he's not, the couple walks, that's not good. When you don't throw that hard and you're walking guys, then just leaves, like you talked about, the 3-run jack. I just don't want the Padres at this price. Like, this is like a Cubs play. This is a dog or just pass in my mind. Cubs team total, they haven't been hitting. I think it was 5-3 last night was the final. Team total for the Cubs, 3.5. It's minus 105. I think you'd just rather take the plus money, but it's a look there. If you think they could get to Martinez, that's a look I was looking at.
That's a good one, Connor, and I really like that. I'm going to try to stay disciplined and not add too much. But I really like that play, and that the Cubs team total over 3.5 there. And what'd you say the price was?
Team total?
Yeah.
Minus 105.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. It's Ron Crawford in the chat right now. Spreadsheet, Chicago White Sox, 8-2. The spreadsheet pod right now in May. So shout out to you, Ron Crawford. Did we talk about that White Sox game? We did. We talked about it already off the top. So Chicago White Sox there for Ron Crawford. And
that's what I liked. I like the Sox.
Connor.
But you got to back
Vinny. You're having a good day. You're on Taint already?
Hey,
you're on Ron Crawford's play already? Ooh, Connor. There we go. Let's give a shout out to my boy, Ronnie Crawford here. Shout out to Ron Crawford, my guy. Thanks for watching. As always, appreciate your insights and your spreadsheet knowledge. Next game on the docket here, New York Mets, Washington Nationals here. Pitching matchup, lopsided as hell, and I am pretty surprised at this line here, Connor. I don't know why the Mets are not a minus 200 plus favorite here. Miguel has been phenomenal, obviously. Aaron Sanchez, the opposite of phenomenal, 4 1/3, 6 hits, 7 runs last time at Colorado. At the Giants, he had 2 starts at the Giants, 1 at home and then 1 at the Giants, I should say. 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 Ks, no walks there. Aaron Sanchez, obviously the reclamation project. I wouldn't want to back him, to keep it frank. And I think my first look on this game would be the Mets run line minus 115. I'm surprised that's as low as it is as well. I love Miguel. I think he's one of the better. He's a Cy Young candidate right now. If the season ended today, he's in the top 5 of the Cy Young. He maybe even wins it with his boy Max Scherzer right there with him. 5 1/3, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 9 Ks, 2 walks at Atlanta, or versus Atlanta, I should say, at home. So not a good start there, but that's coming off of his no-hit performance, 5 innings of no-hit ball, 5 Ks, 3 walks versus the Phillies. And I always try to look to fade pitchers off of no-hit performances like that. Shout out to Reed Detmers, no-hitter last night. I marked down my calendar, and I cannot wait for him to pitch again because we will be fading him that day. But shout out to you, Reed Detmers. 22-year-old throwing a no-hitter in the major leagues is phenomenal and ridiculous. And we hit the over in that game, and that's all that matters. But I think I'm leaning Mets front line here, Connor. I don't have anything official yet.
I agree.
Maybe the chat will help me out here. What do you have?
Yeah, this is the Mets or nothing. And I'd always look to try to find some kind of worth in a home dog. I just don't want the Nats right now. I mean, is Miguel due for maybe something on the road? A bad start? Maybe. He's pitched all right, 43 at-bats. I mean, Nats written 186 off him. Do have 3 homers. I was going back through all that. But, yeah, I was thinking this should be a bit higher at 200. Yesterday, I liked that it was plus 105, and the Mets got it done for me on the run line. This would be the same for me. I'm going to write this down. I don't know if we're going to see at the end of how many plays they got here, but this is Mets or nothing here for me. I just think they keep rolling. And Sanchez, just how does he not, you think, give up at least 3 or 4? If this guy's going to go 4 or 5 innings, that just seems like what he does. He doesn't have great stuff. He's not very good. There's just no way I'd want to back Sanchez. Not right now, at least. So I'm with you. Mets run line here.
All right, beautiful. I will write down Mets run line as well, minus 115 for me. I've got 4 plays so far, so they're stacking up slowly but surely, and it's gonna be funny when I end up with my regular like 9-play card, and I say, oh, I'm trying to cut back. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I love the dynamic, Connor, and I'm adding. Of course, I'm betting all the hockey and all the NHL today too, or all the NBA today too. So. Shout out to Gogster and shout out to my guy Daryl, who's joining us soon. We've got a couple games left on the card here. We will get through them shortly and get our guy Daryl in the show. It's going to be a fun time, and I cannot wait. Tampa Bay Rays, Los Angeles Angels here, and this is the series that has legitimized the Los Angeles Angels. This is the series that now everyone's looking at the Angels like, oh, shit, that's a playoff team. That is a team that we need to be concerned about. And it's so fun to watch this team when they're good. I love watching the Angels, man. I cannot get enough of them. And the fact that they're doing this against the Rays kind of makes it a little more sweet because the Rays always do some weird shit to try to throw the other team off, and they just haven't cared. Brett Phillips came in and helped me with my over last night. I appreciate you, my guy. And he's also helping me with my Mike Trout versus Vladdy Jr. Bet and the war bet against Jimmy. And I think this is also probably the pitching matchup of the night. Shohei Ohtani versus Shane McClanahan here. And Shohei Ohtani is coming off, I think, one of his, I want to solidify it actually, his best pitching performance of his career. Absolutely dominant against the Red Sox. There was nothing the Red Sox could have done that game. He was throwing 80% strikes. He was just incredible. And he hit 2 doubles that game that went over 100 miles an hour off the bat. So give him the MVP already. 7 innings, 6 hits, no earned runs, 11 Ks, no walks at the Red Sox. McClanahan, his last time out at Seattle, 5 1/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, a home run, 5 Ks, 2 walks there. McClanahan, obviously filthy. I'd call him one of the best lefties in the game, if not the best. I mean, obviously, your first instinct is the first 5 under here. And, oh, boy. It's a 3, so never mind. I have made the law. I can't take under 3s. I just can't do it anymore. No 3s. Sure. If I'm gonna take a 3, I'm gonna take the over 3, and the over is at minus 125. So that definitely makes me feel better, and I think I might move on that because of how offensive this series have been. I mean, I obviously understand the Rays get no hit yesterday, but the Angels put up enough offense on their own in both games. So I think I'm going to move on that first 5 over 3 here with both of these fucking studs on the mound. Connor, what about you?
Yeah, I wanted to touch on just real quick the last game from this the gas report. Yeah, that's why it gets me leery on that spot. There is money on the Nats. Nats do hit righties, and that's why I'm leery of McGill on the road. But, yeah, people are going to take the Nats. They're going to take home dogs when you see prices like that from a team, and that's hitting righties. I still don't really trust them. So that's what I was looking at as well. But
thank you, gas station report, for letting us know, though. I appreciate that.
Yeah, this should be just a good baseball game. I don't think I'm going to get to the window here, Jose. I think this is a watch for me. I had the Angels in the over last night. Ohtani's back here at home. I think he should pitch well. He's such a guy that it's just when he is on and he's so dominant. And when he's just off, it just seems like he's just walking guys and gives up 5 or 6 runs, even though that's pretty rare. And I'm a big McClanahan fan. I think this guy's got good shit. Obviously, I think now he's probably the ace of the Rays staff, this young kid. Angels, though, lately, because of this explosion of runs, have hit lefties. But I know this team last year didn't, and they start out the year they haven't. But they're hitting 260, and they do have 9 homers. So lately they've been hitting them. So tough one for me here. Wind's blowing dead out to right, like over 15 miles an hour. Maybe your over has some legs there. It's just one I'm going to stay off here, you know. Angels are hot. How can you not? Tough.
I think the low enough number, like Connor, would you be surprised at all if either one of these teams scored 3 runs by themselves?
No way. Even 2-1 with a push. I mean, you get a push on that 3.
I think, and if we do get shitty Ohtani, he does walk a lot of dudes. And I could easily get the 3 runs just from him, and McClanahan give up 1. Like I
real
like
quick.
This play.
I love though a team too. You talked about you want to fade Detmers. I kind of like a team that didn't get a hit last night to maybe get a few. Maybe with Ohtani on the mound, maybe they go another 5 innings without a run. Any shit, fuck baseball, anything's possible. But usually a team that gets no hit, they score some runs the next day. So
yeah, because that's embarrassing. Yeah, that's embarrassing to get no hit, especially by a 22-year-old. And I think the Tampa Bay Rays and Kevin Cash are a good team, and Kevin Cash is a good manager. I think they'll get the boys going. So I definitely like that look as well. I would not dissuade anyone from taking the Rays plus money full game. Definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to sweep a team, especially the Tampa Bay Rays. So I don't know, and I don't know exactly how long this series is. I think this is the 3rd game, so they might have a 4th game. But yeah, I like the Rays here, and
I think they're off tomorrow.
So sure. Beautiful. I took the over 3, first 5 over 3 minus 125 there. 3.5 is kind of getting ballsy there, but 3 is the number that I like there. Next game, the shit game of the card, and probably the game that we could spend the least amount of time on. Zach Lodge versus Joey Wentz. Oakland A's, Detroit Tigers here. I have nothing I want to even think about discussing in this game, Connor. Joey Wentz, sure. Welcome to the big leagues. Connor, I think the funniest stat about Joey Wentz, he has not had a recorded win in the last 2 years. In double A or in single A in 2021, he went 0 and 3. In 2021, he went 0-4 in double A. And in 2022 in AAA, he's 0-1. So I'm not gonna take him today. I don't want to take him today. No, thank you. On a Detroit Tigers team that's not been hitting. And Zach Lodge coming off of a start, 5 innings, 2 hit ball or 2 earned runs against Minnesota.
He's been decent.
Minnesota. Yeah, 2 home runs too, I guess I'm taking Oakland, if anything. But I'm all set with the Joey Wentz and Zach Lodge experience. If I was Jimmy the Bag, I would already be on Oakland here because he loves a bum fight. But yeah, I got nothing here. No chance I'm laying minus 125 with the fucking Tigers and Joey Wentz. So, Connor, anything here?
No way I would either. I look at the A's as well. He's been decent, but his stuff, I'm surprised he's done this well, so far, because he's a 5 ERA guy in Double and AAA. Was Lodge here. Is this total so low they get over? I just don't want to find out. You know what I mean? I don't want to bet on it. But is this gotten so low? We got these 2 pitchers, but the bats are so cold. Both these teams can't hit a lick. But is it just they're hanging it out there, dangling? I'm off. Yeah, like I said, if I had a free bet, I'd take the A's. And I don't even want to take the over, even though, like, with these pitchers, this is where they should start maybe heating up. Some of these teams, Tigers and A's just are at the bottom of the league in hitting. So, yeah, I'm off here.
Yeah, and they're both these guys are lefties. And if you look at your splits for the last 2-3 weeks, Detroit. Let's see here. Detroit is 16th against lefties, a 94 weighted runs created plus, while the Oakland A's are dead last right now, 69 weighted runs created plus. So that's probably why the Tigers are favored. But, man, I am all set there. Kyle Henley, good question about the Houston game. We have not talked about it yet. We will talk about it here shortly in about 2 games. Next game on the docket, Red Sox versus the Atlanta Braves here. And like manna from heaven, Connor. Like manna from heaven, the Red Sox finally won a baseball game. It felt great. It cost me a first 5 under. It hurt my feelings there. Kyle Wright got his shit rocked in the 2nd inning. He pitched well, overall after that, but grand slam to Rafael Devers, walking dude start off. Just not a good start for him to start at the game. We've got Nathan Eovaldi versus Ian Anderson here. good old Ian Anderson, aka Ion. It's funny. Of all the games, Connor, that I would forget to cap, it would be the Red Sox game. It would be the Red Sox game that I don't write down any stats for. But Nathan Eovaldi obviously is going to be the ace of the Red Sox. And truthfully, I would take the first 5 under here again. I would want the first 5 under here.
Well, yeah, here, real quick. Do you have you have a 4.5? It's probably 125 because the 4's minus 105. A lot of spots I'm looking right around there.
Let me see. If it is a 4.5, Connor, I might have to take it with you again because even though I like I said, I did lose on the 4 yesterday, it's a 4. It's still a 4. It's a minus 105.
Yeah.
That's a little tough. Let me see what the alternate, because our friends at Bovada, that's my favorite part about Bovada. They do give you alternate lines quite frequently and easily, so that's nice. So the under 4.5 is at minus 135. So
yeah, no way. That hook's too important here. Too big of a price. I have to say, you think your Red Sox hit again today? I don't fucking believe it.
I would say I really don't believe it either. They have not shown, again, I've said this yesterday, they have not shown really any reason for me to believe that they're going to start consistently hitting. But they were promising signs yesterday, like Trevor Story. Someone woke him up out of his coma, and I mentioned this too. The Red Sox had to sit there for that off day and just listen to them just get fucking slaughtered, like annihilated, just get shit on every day, all day. The Red Sox have all these names and can't hit shit. What's going on? Trevor Story striking out like a motherfucker. What's this happening? Bobby Dahlback's gonna get sent down. All this stuff, and they all got a hit yesterday. So maybe that little bump got them there. I can't give you any like factual statistical analysis to tell you like, oh, the Red Sox did this, and this. That means they're gonna do that. They're gonna come back and hit the ball. Great. I wish I could tell you that. The only reason I thought the Red Sox might have won that game yesterday is because of Alex Cora shaving his beard. That is literally the only reason. I'm shocked that it happened, and it was really mostly the big boys doing it. Devers had 2 hits, and obviously the Grand Slam. Bogarts had 3 hits. Verdugo contributed with a hit. Trevor Story had 2 hits. So, yeah, I think I'm still leaning towards the under here again. But it's also one of those things where Ian Anderson is very Jekyll and Hyde too. He can come out there like his first start of the year and throw like 6 balls in a row and just collapse entirely. But I would generally trust both these pitchers, and I'd lean towards that first 5 under. I don't think I'm going to make it official because we're trying to cut back, but I'm going to go take that first 5. I'm going to consider taking that first 5 under for sure. What about you, Connor?
Yeah, I'm not going to take it. As much as I want to, I don't want the 4.5 like you talked about, the price. I think these teams could put up some runs. We always talk about in that ballpark too, runs can be scored. And I don't think the Braves have scored, a ton either this year. So their bats need to wake up. I'd be on the Braves today if I was on anything. Maybe I just take a run line, the -1. I know Jimmy likes to do that, but I'd be back on that Red Sox yesterday. I think the Braves get it done here today, but I'm off too. As much as I maybe want the under with these 2 pitchers, both these lineups are pretty good. Obviously, you saw what Devers hit a slam right early in that second inning. I mean, I think it could go and they'll start scoring runs. Bogarts, they're too good. Even Kike, Verdugo, Story. So
that's my whole thing. Like you hear it in baseball all the time. It's a fucking gigantic cliche. It only takes one game. It takes one at bat. It takes one whatever to get like a whole team going offensively, and offense is contagious. So that's the main thing that would be scaring me from taking this under. And I don't think I'm going to take it either, though I want it. Right now, the Braves, by the way, last 2 weeks, 20th against righties, 88 weighted runs created plus, and the Red Sox are 26th, 78 weighted runs created plus against righties. So both these teams are obviously not hitting. They aren't starting off the best, but we shall see how this game goes. I'll be watching, obviously. And if you follow me on Twitter, you'll definitely see the tweets about them. So let's keep it rolling here. We've only got 3 games left, and then we get to my guy. It's Daryl. I cannot wait about this. The basketball is going to be great today, Connor. I can't wait about it. I'll ask you if you have any basketball plays before you get out of here, but I'm excited about that basketball game tonight. Orioles versus the Cardinals here. Spencer Watkins versus Miles Mikolas here. You guys know that I like Miles, and I generally try to back him when I can. But this Orioles team, man, Orioles are hitting. Second best team against righties right now these last 2 weeks are the Baltimore Orioles. 119 weighted runs created plus. Shocker there. 268 average last 2 weeks against righties. So that's the main thing that kept me off of it, honestly. I think maybe leaning towards an over here again. Cardinals right now against righties are 21st, 86 weighted runs created plus. So maybe if you're feeling a little dog spot here, this is the spot with the Orioles. But Mikolas has been great. 5 2/3, 7 hits, 1 earned run at the Giants versus the Diamondbacks. 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 2 home runs that day. It was back-to-back home runs. I remember that. And then versus the Mets, 7 innings, no earned runs, 5 Ks, and a walk. So it's not like Mikolas is beating slapdick lineups. It's the best of the best that he's going out there and pitching against. So maybe lean towards the Orioles, maybe lean towards an over here, but nothing ultimately for me.
Yeah, just too big a price here. Orioles have been playing better as of late. They won those games at home. It's good to see, like you just talked about Red Sox guys hitting with Mullins and Mancini, guys that were struggling, that are swinging it better. And they won last night. This should be a bounce back for the Cardinals with Watkins on the mound. He hasn't been horrible this year, but I don't want him here. I just, I can't take him.
By the way, JP's raising a good point of why you would not want to take the Orioles. Orioles don't really win back-to-back games. It's not really there. Not that thing.
And it's on the road. Yeah, you missed out yesterday. But the Cardinals price is huge. If you don't mind laying, the run line -110, but I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't either. HD2, another good bet there. Orioles team total over 3.5 plus 105. I like that. I like that a lot for the second best team against righties right now these last 2 weeks. It's not a bad look. It's not a bad look at all. And I understand the Cardinals bullpen has had its moments of being great this year. Let me double check and see where they're ranking nowadays.
Will Mikolas get hit, though? He's been pretty dominant, like you talked about. This guy's going deep, too.
It's for sure one of those things where you're hoping that Mikolas has his first bad start of the year. And 3.5 is a small number, obviously, and the Cardinals have the 6th best bullpen in baseball, according to ERA, a 3.12 ERA, a 3.70 FIP, so obviously a little better, but their WAR is only a .03. So that keeps it interesting. It keeps it very interesting indeed. But, yeah, I think if you're going to bet that team total, you're going to hope that Mikolas goes 5-6, and then you get the bullpen, and you can see what you can do there. And sometimes that works, and sometimes it doesn't. I did it with Clevenger and the Padres successfully, but I've done it before other times, and it hurt me. So keep an eye on that. All right, so let's get into this Astros-Twins games that has been talked about. It's been ballyhooed about a lot today. Jose Urquidy versus Chris Archer. And I've mentioned this 100 times with Jose Urquidy and the Astros pitching staff, but it's Jose Urquidy, Luis Garcia, Framber Valdez, but he's falling off that list slowly. Those are the 3 guys that I want to bet on this staff and the 3 guys that I want to bet on them at home primarily. Jose Urquidy is one of those guys. I'd rather bet him at home versus the Tigers at home. 6 innings, 6 hits, no earned runs, 3 Ks, and a walk. At Toronto, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 6 Ks. And versus Toronto at home, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 Ks, 1 walk. Archer on the other side, another one of these guys, I wanted to fade him. I wanted to fade him so bad. He's right now in the Jose Quintana, Martin Perez mold of old guys just figuring out something and figuring out well. At Baltimore, 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs off 2 home runs, 6 Ks, no walks. At the Tampa Bay Rays, 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run off a home run, 4 Ks, and 3 walks. And versus Chicago White Sox, 3 innings, 2 earned runs, 3 Ks, 2 walks, or 3 Ks. 3 walks, 2 Ks. There we go. So I thought Archer would be a lot worse this year, but I think ultimately this will be a stay-off game for me. -125 is pretty cheap for the Astros here, and I think it's pretty cheap for a reason. The Twins offense looked like shit yesterday. As soon as all of those guys started slowly dropping after I made the Twins moneyline bet, first 5 moneyline bet, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm so fucked. Correa goes on the IL. Buxton didn't play yesterday. Sano didn't play yesterday. So it was like, geez. I'll look at RotoWire right now. I doubt they'll have confirmed lineups or anything right now. Yeah, they don't have anything confirmed. So I hope that Buxton plays today, but I think I ultimately a little bit too much unknown for me here. Stay off the game for me. Connor, anything here for you?
Yeah, Urquidy on the road is just not where I want him. His last start was good, but he struggled early on. And I don't want Chris Archer. You know what I'd like to take, Jose? Kind of there's some rain there, clouds. I know it's going to be maybe 80 degrees. I want to take this first 5 under 4.5, but I don't trust the pitchers. Wind's blowing in, 12. I'm looking at that in this game, but God, I guess Chris Archer, he's going about, if he can go 4 innings, I guess, and give you 1 or 2 runs, that's what he's done this year. They just get him to a point and then yank him. Seems like 75 pitches or a little more than that. I can't trust him. This one's tough. Like I said, I want to take first 5 under 4.5. I don't trust the guys on the mound, so it's a pass for me. Astros a dangerous spot here. They've been playing well, but it seems like when I take them today, their team total, or they're going to shit on me. But I'd like to do that, and they stay hot. But I don't know the lineups like you talked about too yet. So it's a stay off for me.
Yeah, I can't agree more with you there. The Astros are one of those teams that just fucking always get me, man. They always get me. All right, last game on the card, and I think this one will be a game we can go pretty quickly over because I don't have a Kansas City Royal starter yet. I don't know about you guys. Have not seen anyone listed yet. So far, let's refresh on RotoWire. On RotoWire, we have, let's see here, Brady Singer, who I think is a good pitcher, making his starting debut for this season. I'm pretty sure he's had relief appearances this year, and I've seen the videos of his relief appearances, and he looks pretty good. I mean, he looked like he had excellent stuff. This year so far, 5 2/3, 7 hits, 4 earned runs off a home run, 6 Ks to 1 walk. So, you can see why he got optioned down, but now he's going to make his starting appearance again. He was on the starting staff last year. I thought he was pretty good. Matt Bush on the other side. I've got nothing on Matt Bush. I want nothing to do with Matt Bush. So honestly, I think I'm leaning Royals here, but that's just me liking a little bit of the starting pitching better. An over spot here perhaps as well, but I don't even have a number on it. So if let's just throw a number out there. If it's at 8.5, I think I would take the over. Anything under that or above that, I would not. So Connor, do you have anything on this one?
No, this is ugly. I mean, Rangers are favored for a reason. You got to back Mac Bush. I do not. You talked about Singer. Yeah, they put him basically in the pen and sent him down. Now, is he going to start today? You don't think he'll go more than 3 innings? I don't think so. Tough one here. When I talked early in the year, the Royals are just disappointed. They can't hit a lick. Really just tough. Yeah. What was the final yesterday? Rangers won, right? Like 6-4.
Let me double check for you. But I was just gonna say I really like this Royal squad too, or I should say just how they run their organization, and they've got a bunch of young players that I think will go out there and do well. Obviously, they've got my guy Salvador Perez, who never forget gave me $100. It was 6-4, by the way, 6-4 final yesterday. But yeah, never forget Salvador Perez giving me $100 like it was. Connor, I've never seen a human being treat $100 just so nonchalantly. I'll tell you that. I have never. It was just toilet paper. I was like, here you go, and I was like, $100. This is so much money. And then he's just like, here you go, just get this shit out of my face. $100, whatever. And he also, by the way, Connor, another story. He paid for the spread obviously that day. It was like $3,000 for Chipotle. Wrote a check like it was nothing. Like $2,000. There you go. Take the money. Like, oh my God, what is this? What is this life?
He can hit. So, and there isn't many guys. He's not doing too well this year. He'll get going, but it was kind of Benintendi and nobody else. I was looking at the box scores like 2 days ago. Like everyone else is hitting 178, 212. So I think they'll get going. I think we'll just wait on the Royals until they start coming around to put my money on them. Yeah.
By the way, AJ's down there saying my cousin plays for the AAA Royals. That's nice. That's nice. He's seeing a lot of top prospects. He's probably best friends with Bobby Witt and Nick Prado. Nick Prado, the next great Royals prospect coming up, by the way, guys. Buy your Nick Prado stock now. It's going to go away soon. Connor, what a card. What a baseball card. It's been a fun one here. Let's recap our plays for today. I've got you down here for 4 plays. I've got myself down for 5. And normally, that's a pretty light day for me. So I think I'm feeling good about it. We've had a couple losing days in a row.
Quick.
I believe in you, Connor.
Yeah, we're going to have a winning day today. You don't have the Mets. Keep that off for me for right now. I will. Okay. If I play it, I'll tell you.
All right, beautiful. I will erase Los Mets from this.
I think I'll be on it. This is early. I'm in the West Coast here.
Early
of course. A lot of time to.
You got plenty of time, Connor. We're not rushing anything. You can tweet me on the Twitter machine, and I will write that shit down because I am a good record keeper, Connor. I'm a good record keeper. So remember, guys, by the way, follow us on Twitter at Conor Mac Picks for Conor Mac and at Jose Bouquett for all the plays, and you can get all the updates and such. I'll start with my card, and then we'll get to you, Connor. Cleveland Guardians, Chicago White Sox, first 5 over 4.5 minus 120. Miami, Arizona Diamondbacks, first 5 under 4 minus 110 there. We're going back to the well. They screwed me last night, but we're doing it again. Here we go. Colorado, San Francisco Giants, over 7.5. That is the Taint play of the day. Got it at even money. Shout out to my man, Matt Randall. Shout out to Taint. And I've got 2 more here. New York Mets run line, minus 115. I'm on it. I can obviously see why people would be off of it. Nationals hitting righties and all that good stuff, but I'm trusting my guy Miguel here tonight. And last but not least, Tampa Bay Rays, Los Angeles Angels, first 5 over 3. Over 3, minus 125 here. Excited for that game. A great pitching matchup for that. Conor Mac, what about you?
Yeah, we already the Jays Yankees first 5 under there. Mariners run line plus 154 and Rockies Giants over 7.5 even money. And the other one is, did you take that? I didn't hear you. Did you pull in the D-backs game? The under?
Yeah, Miami, Arizona, first 5 under 4 minus 110. That's what I did.
That is close for me. And then the other one's called the Mets, which I'll let you know if I play. And maybe if I'm on something else, maybe if I do some digging here, I'll be on something else.
Beautiful. So let me recap that one more time so I make sure I have all this written down. You have Yankees, Blue Jays, first 5 under 4 minus 115. Seattle run line plus 154. And the over in that Rockies game with a 7.5 at even money. Correct, my good man?
Correct.
Awesome. Beautiful. Connor, before you head out, I would love a little quick basketball take from you real quick. I obviously know it's early. You might not have studied the basketball yet, but I know you're a worldly man, and you know ball, Connor, as they say. You know ball. What are your just quick initial thoughts for both of these games? We've got Milwaukee Bucks, Boston Celtics, obviously, and Warriors Memphis. Do you have anything initially to start off on those games?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Celtics first half. I don't know. I haven't played this yet. I think they get the job done. I think you start getting the 5.5, 6, 7 range to cover that number is not always easy. But I think Celtics have the better defense, and at some time Middleton was going to show up, him not being there. And but I kind of like him early, first half. It's basically 3 everywhere. I wish I get a 2.5, and I like the under in that game as well. I think if they play their defense at home, this game stays under the 214. And the last game, I am off so far. I don't know what I'm going to do in the Warriors game, so I have nothing there in that one. They played way under. Warriors shot bad, still won the game at home. Still got the job done. Like I talked about, they hit their free throws. I think the Grizzlies might be over for them. Can they do one last stand here at home? I'm not so sure. So I'd look Warriors. I just haven't made a play there.
Beautiful. Awesome. Conor Mac, that makes me feel a little better, Connor. I appreciate that. Going to be a fun game to watch tonight. Connor, where can the people find you at next? You're all over Pub Sports Radio, but where are you at next, my man?
Catch me today, 5 Eastern, Prize Picks. We're hitting the golf PGA, Byron Nelson this week. We got the PGA Championship next week. But we'll get you. We got a winner on 2-pack last week. We'll hopefully get another winner there. 5 Eastern. Check us out, Prize Picks, right here at Pub Sports Radio, baby.
Beautiful. Thank you, Conor Mac. As always, my guy. Follow Conor Mac on Twitter at Conor Mac Picks. Great guy. Love Conor Mac. He'll be on with us frequently. He's on Say Hey Plays every Friday. And Connor, actually, I'll tell Connor now. I hope Connor can join me on Monday. Hope Connor can join me on Monday at 4:30, 5:30. Yes, Connor will be there. That'd be lovely. It's going to be a great time. Thank you, Conor Mac. All right. Betting with Bouquet going swimmingly. By the way, I think it was Dennis Garcia. I forgot who it was. Dennis Gomez, maybe, saying, I need a tailor, or Joseph Gomez. I need a tailor and get a shirt that fits me a little bit. You know, we're trying, my man. We're trying. I have look at this. Look at this. Look at that. I didn't even button up my collars and all that. That's all right. It's all right. I need a little wardrobe help, it seems. But I'm excited to talk about ball with my next guest. He's getting underway back there, and I can see him doing his thing, and I love it. I'm excited to talk to him about ball because, like I said, this guy knows ball. This guy knows ball. Let's talk about this real quick. Celtics Grizzlies are on the tap for us, and you guys know I'm a Celtics fan. You guys know this is what I do. 2-2 series, and I'm a little worried. Oh, by the way, our special guest is ready, so let's get right into it. And I'm excited. I'm nervous because I've never had a chance to cap with this fellow. Maybe he'll yell at me and tell me I'm a big dumb idiot, but I think the more likely scenario is that this guy will lead us to cash. And by the way, let's shout out his record because Jimmy texted me his record and said, "Shout this out. He's been fantastic. Say this." And I said, yes, Father, I will. 93 wins, 65 losses for my man, Daryl. 58.9%. We're getting to 60. We're getting to 60 closely. We're getting there. Plus 23.62 units. Get your fucking hands together. Daryl Rice. Let's get a... Daryl Rice.
Yo.
How are you?
What's good, man? What's good? I'm just glad he had on pants, bro. When he just stood up, I was like, holy shit. I hope he's not just wearing drawers, tighty whities, because that's something you would do, Jose.
I would do that. I would definitely do that for the laughs. I absolutely, you know what, Daryl?
Yeah.
Giving me ideas. Thank you. I appreciate it. Daryl, how are you doing? How's your I think today's Wednesday. How's everything going? Let's get our arm workouts in today.
Yeah. You know how I do it. That's the only bench pressing I do around this motherfucker. So
hey, same here. Fuck weights.
Yeah, man. Who needs weights?
Yeah.
Dad
Shout out to Dutch.
Yeah, I know, right? Dutch would be proud right now if I said that.
Yeah, Dutch is right. I can tell you what Dutch is doing right now. Dutch is doing 6 reps of 225.
Bro, he's probably got like his turbine like protein drink going, and
then after he's gonna hit the sauna for like 30 minutes, sweat off all those toxins, and then he's gonna go give us some winners on NBA Pub Hub. That's the Dutch special.
That's just how it goes.
Shout out to Dutch, who's going to be on the show, and I think is going to want to kill me by the end of it, but it's going to be a fun time, Daryl. And this is going to be a fun time.
How are you holding up, man? I know this is kind of different for you, usually behind the scenes, because you kind of look like shit. I mean, what is your collar? I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little hectic this morning trying to get everything prepared and ready to go.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's great. It's going fantastic. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing a great job personally, Daryl. Not to pump my own tires, but I think I'm doing a phenomenal job. And I'm excited to talk about these basketball games, Daryl, because I don't know if you know this. I am tailing all of my guest plays today.
Oh, wow.
So I'm following Gogster on his NHL, and Daryl, you've got my money in your hands right now because I'm tailing you in the association here. And I am excited to talk about this first game, Daryl, because there's only one way you can go with this game, Daryl. Milwaukee Bucks versus the Boston Celtics. Those Boston Celtics are favored by 5.5 points in the TD Garden. Jason Tatum and those boys win in. I shouldn't even say fucking Jason Tatum. My fucking guy, Al Horford.
Oh, man.
Al Horford goes in there. I fucking love Al Horford, Daryl.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. There are tweets from 2019, me saying I loved Al Horford. Al Horford's my favorite Celtic with Marcus Smart up there too. I love him to death. And he went out there and did his fucking thing. Told Giannis he's a little boy and went out there and got 30 on his ass and dunked on him for good measure too. It was awesome. Loved it.
Don't poke the bear, right? That's what I mean. That's what happened.
Yeah. Don't fuck with Al.
Yeah, don't poke the bear. He got dunked on. You saw that tweet about his sister, or what I guess his sister tweeted out.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that look. And you saw it, man. You saw it. He did elbow the shit out of Giannis, though, when he dunked on him, but he played it off really good by, walking away. But yeah, Boston is legit. So yeah, open it up, man.
Yeah, so let's talk about it. I mean, because I'm not going to give you the Jimmy the Bag pace and space numbers and all that shit for the team totals and shit. But I will tell you that I am going to lean towards the Celtics here, and that's not a fucking surprise to anyone here. Home field or home court advantage, I should say, is a big, big factor in the playoffs, and I think it's a factor that is not taken into account enough for these teams, really. I mean, they keep folding up and, want to stay healthy and shit, but they don't take into account how important home field is, home court is. And I think, personally, Daryl, I think the Celtics are going to win this series, and that's not a surprise. And I think mainly it's because they've got these next these 3 games at home.
Right.
I'm the Chris Middleton factor of this all is probably the most important thing. I think he is a Celtic killer. He dominates the Celtics every time he's there, and now that he's out, the Celtics, I think, are going to win. And I need to give a quick just clap to Coach Bud because I didn't think he was going to keep them in this series. He keeps making adjustments. And it's mainly Giannis. We can be honest about that. I think the Celtics right now, I just heard this on a podcast I was listening to. And actually, Daryl and I, we listen to the same podcast and such. I listen to The Ringer, of course. Right. I don't listen to the basketball podcast as much anymore because I have to do baseball. But I'm a big mismatch guy. Shout out to KOC and Chris Vernon.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So I was listening to it, of course, today. I was listening to Bill Simmons, and Jonathan Tjarks made a great analogy of it. And it's perfect. It's perfect. It really is Thanos is Giannis right now. And the Celtics are just all the Avengers trying to take off the fucking gauntlet off that man's wrist, take the ring off of his finger. And it's taking every Celtic to do it. Al Horford, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, everyone to top him. And it's finally seeming like he's getting tired. And he's got worn out last game. At the end of that game, he was fucking exhausted. No one was helping him. So I'm leaning Celtics here. 5.5 points, a little dicey for me, Daryl. I do not like betting basketball, mainly because once I'm up 30 points or once I'm up 10 points, Daryl, I feel like, I'm good. I'm set. But those leads can disappear like that.
They can.
Daryl, please let me know. What are you on this game? Over-unders at 213. Obviously, I've seen a lot of people taking the unders there because it's been a defensive game. But I would love to hear what you're on here, Daryl. Start this off.
Yeah, so if we stay on brand with how these teams are playing, no different than a regular season, then you got some money if you could take Milwaukee in the first quarter, Milwaukee in the first half, right? Boston, however, gets off to these kind of quick starts as well. So there is a little bit of value in looking in that first quarter spread. I think it's a little too high now. I've learned to kind of trust my gut and look at unders on these. So 52.5 points is also possibly won't get there. I think this is going to be not necessarily a slower game, but a game that's a more meaningful game here. If you're also staying on brand, a lot of these teams, for the exception of these two series, and that's this one and the Memphis and Golden State series, where the opponent has won on the opponent's floor as well, right? So it hasn't been home wins like the Dallas game and home wins like the Heat and Philadelphia game. So it seems like if this game here, I got a little, kind of, I don't know how to go here, to be honest with you. And the reason why is because they have found a way to contain Giannis. And for whatever reason, they're able to claw back from these leads that Milwaukee puts up. So I don't know if these guys just get tired. The glue guys aren't doing really what they do. Drew Holiday's played pretty different. He's played pretty well, if you ask me. But the best bet here, in my case, is a look at Milwaukee, first quarter and first half. I don't know. I just feel that this is one of these things that Boston can win, but can they cover? I'm not sure. So if I'm going to look at a game, I haven't made any play on this game at all, but I do like the Milwaukee look early in the game to where they could probably get ahead, and then Boston wins this game. Now, by margin, I mean, I do see money going that way now, Toward Boston, it was 5. Now it's 5.5. So yeah, maybe this is a game now to where Boston can come back and clean up at home. The momentum's on their side. Like they've only, they're going to have, a good position here to where they can take that win that they just played against Milwaukee and build on that. They've definitely Udoka's been out coaching Budenholzer as well. So I haven't gotten to the window just yet, but I do like Boston in this case, but Milwaukee early.
All right. I think that's interesting. I'm looking at all the props here, and I think that one that stands out to me, and Daryl, you won't hear me talking props much, obviously, but one that I like here, and Marcus Smart has had a little bit of time, now he's, I think, call him healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Call him healthy, a little thigh contusion. I think I like Marcus Smart double-double. Plus 900 there. Pretty high odds there. And of course, you are looking for assists there. I don't think he'll get 10 rebounds, but he's a thick boy, Daryl. He's a thick boy. And he can go down there and get some boards for us. He had 8 assists last time, 18 points, only 2 rebounds. So I think my guy Marcus Smart can get over the line and get that double-double. Plus 900, I think, is a little bit too high, honestly. Other double-doubles, you can look at maybe Jason Tatum at plus 200, but not enough value for me there. I do kind of like that Marcus Smart look, but you are asking him to be a distributor, which, traditionally that's not his game, but he's figured it out these last month or so, a couple of weeks and all that, and I like it. I've loved it. So, Daryl, you have an official play here for us? Is it just the under?
Nothing official here. Like
official?
What I'm looking at, which is kind of weird, is you kind of seen a little case to where if a player has a really dominant game, they're not going to play that well the next game. So I would possibly look at Al Horford under on his points. It is juice to the over, right? It is juice to the over, where there's been a lot of money put on the over, but I think they're going to be able to contain him. And he's not going to give you 30 points, I believe he had last game. I don't think that. The books kind of know that also. That's why it's only at 13.5. So I would look at Al Horford under the 13.5 points. I mean, Marcus Smart is at 14.5 points.
Ugh.
So if you're thinking that, Marcus Smart is only going to get one more point than, Al Horford, then that's something that just seems kind of out of whack to me. So if I'm looking at this, I might just get to Al Horford. I just want to kind of dig a little deeper into the numbers. But for right now, I really, really believe that the best look on this is Milwaukee early. Take them early. They're going to have to. They're going to have to get out early again. First quarter, first half, to me, would be the better, safer play. If you like Boston, take them. They can pull away at the end of this, the second half of this game. But the last time they got mobbed. It was like a Boston trifecta, and this is, I believe this was game 3.
I'm about to say, Daryl, real quick, when you said Boston trifecta, did a shiver come down your spine? And when you said that, and just Nasty Nate just say, oh.
What did Nate say? Yeah, I mean, Nate is, I haven't heard much from him, but this is one of these things here to where it's a chess match. So I like Milwaukee early. Boston Celtics, just their defense is just so good, man. Their defense is just so good. And like I said earlier, a few weeks back, they were putting some advanced analytics together. And I was watching the Jimmy Highroller YouTube channel, and Boston was projected because they basically dot the I's and cross the T's on everything it takes to win a championship and what championships have done these last years, right? And so they check off the boxes. And that game, the last game that they played and won, bro, they should have. I mean, Milwaukee should have got him. But you poked the bear. Jaylen Brown had a good game. Jason Tatum didn't even have the best game, right? But these guys, it just seems like everybody can get up and play, or just potentially have they could go off in any given second. You don't know who that is. So we would think that having Marcus Smart injured and not even playing in one game would hurt them, but no, not so much. These guys are they're a well-tuned oil machine.
I think that's honestly my favorite part about the Celtics this year. It can be anyone. It can be anyone on this team that can go off and get you some points here. And they're at home, so
They're at home.
Again, we all know the cliche with role players at home. They always play better at home.
Yeah.
And a guy like Fast PP Peyton Pritchard can go out, hit 4 threes like that, and just flip the game for him.
Right.
And you won't see something like that from like a Pat Connaughton.
Yeah,
not here.
I mean, they've done it already, but I don't see the Bucks just smacking these boys at home. I don't. And if Boston was able to win the game and Jason Tatum not even give you his best game, like you think he's going to have 2 bad games, he's about to come home and play, right?
Yeah, I mean, and it wasn't even like necessarily a bad game too. 30 points, but we went 3 for 10 from 3. So he's a better 3-point shooter than that. So I think he'll bounce back too. Obviously. And the thing that I was watching the game, and the thing that the announcers, or I guess Celtics Twitter, just kept hammering home was Giannis getting switched on to Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown just fucking foul every time, and Giannis would just roll right through him. And I think the Celtics and Ime will be like, all right, no more of that.
Yeah,
we're not going to let Jaylen Brown switch on to Giannis. I think that Jaylen has a good day today too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Al's going to go 5 for 7, right? They're not going to leave him open like that, even though that is a weakness of Milwaukee. He's not going to go 5 for 7 for the 3. It's sad that we kind of got to say it was a bad game by Tatum, and he was 30 points and 13 boards, so he was a double guy, right? But it was just all these glue guys were able to do their thing. Marcus Smart gave you 18 points. If Boston plays, just like they played last game, maybe they don't need to have your superstar really show up, but I could just see a monster game by Brown or Tatum and just getting this game out of control. So that's why it's one of those things to where you can't count out the Bucks. They're the defending champions for a reason. So I would take them early, but if I had to make a play on this game, and the flow of this game, I say Milwaukee early and then Boston at the end.
Okay, beautiful. That was a great breakdown, Daryl. We can stop the Celtics talk because I'm sure everyone's like, this guy's just a Celtics fan. He wants to talk about the Celtics.
Yeah, you're a Celtics fan.
Well, I'm excited to talk about this next game too, Daryl. The Los Angeles Lakers. Oh,
really?
Sorry.
Really, I got to go.
I forgot. My bad. The Golden State Warriors, the good team in California, versus the Memphis Grizzlies here. By the way, the end of winning time was phenomenal. I very much enjoyed the end of winning time on HBO Max. Go watch that if you have not.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Is that the last episode?
The last episode of this season, because I think they're supposed to make the whole thing go through like Magic's whole career and everything. But we'll see how that goes with Jerry West too when they ask.
Yeah, I got to go back and watch it.
You should, Daryl. You would very much enjoy it, especially since I'm assuming you grew up then out there.
Yeah. I mean, I've been watching the season, right? And I know there's been a lot of blowback for this whole series, right? Like Jerry West is wanting to go to court. You know what I'm saying? And how some of the players are being portrayed is not very right. Abdul-Jabbar kind of chimed in. So, but I like the show, bro. I like the show. By
the way, Nasty Nate in here is saying Celtics, of course, motherfucking Celtics. In here, he doesn't give a spread what the shit doesn't give a fucking shit what the spread is either.
Yeah.
So shout out to
that's Nate.
Yes, and I might wear the suit for the rest of the week now. I'm getting all these compliments on it. Maybe I'll fix the undershirt. Maybe we'll get the tie in order too.
Something.
Maybe I just go shirtless underneath. That's another look people like. Just man boobs out. Daryl, what do you think?
Hey man, don't ask me when you put boobs and man in the same sentence. Anyways, Golden State Warriors, Memphis Grizzlies.
Golden State Warriors, Memphis Grizzlies. I love making you guys uncomfortable. It's one of my favorite things I love to do. 3-1 lead for the Warriors here. And I think the Grizzlies are cooked, Daryl. I think this is Warriors here. I understand that they are the Grizzlies are good to great without Ja in the lineup. They've got the depth and role players, and they always, band of brothers to get together and figure it out. And like we just mentioned, role players obviously play better at home. But I think that in the playoffs, it's a different animal. I think that it's a little more locked in from the other team. And I think the Warriors have kind of got these guys. The Warriors have not played well either, in my personal opinion. They haven't been playing like they're
Warriors basketball. Clay's not been playing the best, and it's sad kind of what we're seeing with Clay. He's kind of going down the Kyle Korver path right now with all those injuries. I hope he can become a two-way monster again and be a great defender. But right now he has struggled on that aspect, looking like a Russell Westbrook stat lines out there, unfortunately. But I'm in the long and short of it here, Daryl. I think I would take Golden State -4. I think this might be a blowout spot here. I think the Grizzlies might fold up shop, and I know that the grit and grind Grizzlies, that's not their MO, but I think I like the Warriors here tonight. What about you, Daryl?
Yeah, so if you've looked at this game, Memphis wins the first quarter. They win the first quarter, right? That has been like an automatic bet. Is Memphis first quarter. That's how you have to play it. Now, I had tweeted just a few days ago, we're just in a group, and I was like, yo, if Golden State wins this game after being down just about the entire game, right? They were down just about the entire game and turn around and won it. I do believe that Memphis would come out and win this game tonight. I do. But just the meltdown they have, they've got the defense, right? They do have enough defense to where they can stop Golden State, but they just can't close the deal. And I remember seeing another tweet to where it was saying it's amazing how better defensively Memphis looks without Ja, right? Yeah. So it was absolutely crazy to me that there's just a lot of Ja slander out there. I don't know why. So
well, it might be because he said, hey, you broke the code, and Jordan Poole gave his knee like a little like love tap. So I can see the little Ja slander there.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is just go to what's automatic, and it seems like Memphis is going to start off fast, right? It's not outside the range to think that they could put up 30 points, right? So it just seems like right now, looking at that score, it is going to be a higher scoring game. Money has came down to bring the number down a little bit. 56 points, you're asking for 28-28, right? So that first quarter total seems higher than normal. It's usually around 55, 54 and a half. So 56 points is a lot for the first. But I'm just going to go to what's automatic. And I like Memphis +1 first quarter. That's what I stepped on already. Memphis +1 first quarter. I like that there. It's one of those things to where I feel that Memphis can come out and actually win the first quarter just to stay on brand. Like we've talked about Milwaukee, Memphis has been one of the higher, rated first quarter teams where they cover these spreads, right? So I would have to agree with Rance too. I don't see why this wouldn't go, over. It's one of those things to where if it gets out of hand for Memphis, it's going to happen in that third quarter blitz that Golden State just seems to go on every time. No matter how far they get down, you could just live bet them for a better number, and they just seem like they would get, if you think you don't like the -4, I guarantee you they'll be down first half, right? You'll get a better number, or maybe a pick 'em, and Golden State will turn around and win the game because of this third quarter blitz that we've constantly talked about on this show. So I did step on it already. That is the only play that I have made, and that's Memphis first quarter +1. Because if you look at the game, you look at all the games that's been played, they won the first quarter, not just covered the spread, but they won the first quarter. So I don't see why that doesn't stop now. You're back in Memphis. You are motivated. You have to play hard now. Bane has got to make some shots. You don't have Ja out there, so you've learned now that you've got a whole complete game plan without him being there. This is one of these things to where I want to say the safest play would be Memphis first quarter. I do kind of feel like this is a Memphis trifecta. I do. I really do. Because, and this is how I felt 2 days ago, right? To where something had happened and I tweeted, and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, if Golden State wins this game, then Memphis is going to come back and win the next one. And that's how I do feel. But for right now, I'm going to go to what's just been automatic in this series, and that's the first quarter play. So Memphis first quarter +1. I've already stepped on it. That's my play.
-110?
-110. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I have that written down. And Daryl, though I said the Warriors might blow out the Grizzlies here, guess what? I'm fucking riding with you, Daryl. That's how much I trust you. My guy. Grizzlies win the game outright. That's what you heard, Daryl. They win trifecta spot. So
this could be a trifecta spot. Yeah. It could be. I mean, these games have been close, right? I mean, the last game Memphis should have won, and that was in Golden State, bro, right? And you just had Steph Curry go off in the fourth quarter, make like 9 free throws in a row. You know what I'm saying? It was like a couple, like 43 seconds left, or like a minute or so left in the game, and they finally took the lead. So this is one of these things to where now you're back at home. I'm sorry to say, man, but it's another official or another ref that kind of does a little trickeration, and that's Zach Zarba. So we talk a lot about Scotty Foster. We talk a lot about Tony Brothers, who is the young Jedi of Scott Foster. But Zach Zarba be doing some shit too, man. Trust me. Zach Zarba be doing some shit. So he is reffing tonight. And I could see some things getting out of hand for the Golden State Warriors. Clay hasn't really been there, right? So it's one of these things to where we're waiting for Clay to step up. He has not stepped up. You had to have Wiggins really have a good game. Great game against really good defensively. You've been playing Jonathan Kuminga. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely some. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things to where you would think that Kerr is trying to maybe try some things out. I don't know, but Kuminga getting run is kind of different. Maybe because you're not just getting help from
athletes.
Yeah, well, I don't know what Kerr thinks, but just to see Kuminga out there, I mean, it's working. They're winning, right? They're winning. So the scary thing is could Golden State, this would be what, game 5, right? And they're up 3-1. So could Golden State close it out and just want to go home? I don't know. So I think that, in my personal opinion here, that Memphis could keep this really close, maybe lose and still cover, but the Memphis trifecta is the way I would go.
Beautiful. Daryl Rice putting it out there. Your record has been spectacular this year, up to over 23 units. So I'm not going to argue with you. I trust you with my life, and I trust you with my bankroll here. So I'm taking Memphis first quarter, +1, -110, right there with you.
Play.
I'm excited for it. Unc Aller, by the way, another capper we trust on the other side. So I'm excited to watch this. As much as I love Daryl, I beg to differ. Golden State Warriors will get this game series over with.
Yeah. I'm not saying that they lose this game. I'm just looking at the -4 as, do they win by 2? Right? It's just one of those things where it was too close down the stretch, and it really took Steph Curry making those free throws. They played the foul game late, right? So, I mean, could the Memphis Grizzlies lose but still cover? This could be one of those games. These games have been close, for the exception of like one game where they got blown out by 30 points, and that was the game before last, right? So, yeah. But then that's why I say Memphis trifecta. I mean, it's a difference with saying Memphis to win this game money line, right? But Memphis trifecta, they could easily, I know they're going to win the first quarter.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters, right? That I know they're going to win the first quarter because that's what they have been doing. But can they still lose this game but cover the spread? Absolutely. So, Unc, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of these things to where Golden State just seems like it's the only convincing team that they're going to get a series over with. We seen on the other side that home teams have been winning. These 2 games today, like I said, Milwaukee's won on Boston's court. Boston's won on Milwaukee's court. Memphis can't win at all, it seems like, except for their one game. So this is one of these games where they're going to have to play hard. Taylor Jenkins is going to coach them up. But absolutely, if I had to make a play, I would still take Grizzlies to cover this game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a fascinating game, Daryl. I'm going to be very much glued to my TV watching this game. 93-65, 58.9%, Daryl. The climb to 60% continues.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm getting roasted in the comments. I can see them, but hey, to each his own. I always say nothing is guaranteed, but at the same time, my record speaks for itself. So I may not know shit about ball, which I don't. There's still a lot that I'm learning about ball, right? But at the same token, I'm not out here just guessing. I don't guess, No,
that's my job, Daryl.
Yeah. You can't
job.
guess with the record that I have. I don't sit here and flip a coin. So I just look at the game and try to be analytical with it, try to be a little more forward thinking, and look at set pieces and players and how they're playing. So yeah, if you disagree, best of luck to you. My thing is just to hope you win. So if you tell me, I hope we win. If you fade me, I hope you win.
I feel very similar, actually, Daryl. Last night, my guy Kyle Hentlian had a 10K bet on the Astros. Yeah. I was on the Twins. I was like, dude, just you fucking win that bet, Kyle. I want to lose, my man. I want to lose. You win that bet, and he did. Yeah. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kyle, my guy. So thank you, Daryl, so much for joining me. I can't wait. Thank you for joining me, like I said. And I don't know if you're back here again with me, but I love breaking down the NBA with you. You do a great job. And it makes me like basketball just a little more.
Just a tad bit more. And before I get out, there was something because I just saw what Rand said. Yeah, Brooks lost that game with that dirty ass. I don't know where that shot came from. I don't know where that shot came from at all. But yeah, he's on point. Brooks had a terrible, terrible, terrible game. Probably should have took his ass out. But I forgot to mention how bad of a player he was last game. And so Jose, you're doing a good job, bro. You're doing a great job, man. Appreciate it. Thanks as always for having me on the show. I appreciate everybody in the chat. And I will see you on Friday, brother.
Oh, beautiful. We'll see you on Friday. Daryl, let me leave you with this quote from Sean Marks,
who the hell
manager.
Okay, I'm about to say who
the Brooklyn Nets. Daryl, this is going to leave you laughing, and I hope you enjoy this. We need people here that want to be here. They're selfish, that want to be part of something bigger than themselves. There's an objective and there's a goal at stake here. In order to do that, we're going to need accountability from everyone. I wonder who that was about. I wonder. Daryl, thank you so much.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. Hey, when we Friday, man, I'm gonna have a drink. I knew Kendrick Lamar.
Ooh.
Kendrick Lamar drops, man. I'm probably be playing that in the background.
You know what, Daryl? I might join you with that drink. How about we both drink this weekend and drink and tweet a drunk tweet. Maybe I'll tweet about how I want to drink Rihanna's bathwater or something like that.
Oh God.
Something like that. Thank you, Daryl Rice, for joining me. As always, my guy. And what a show today. What an absolute banger of a show today. Thank you guys very much for joining me. It's been a journey. The first Betting with Bouquett of the year, and I would say of the week so far. We've got up until next Wednesday, so we'll be back again Thursday, Friday. Say Hey plays on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and we've got, I guess, Loshak and Bouquet on Tuesday. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a fun show for sure. Me and Peter breaking down the whole card. He'll be making his Say Hey Plays debut that day, too. It'll be fun. I'm going to run through, recap the plays for everyone real quick before we get out of here. Let's give a shout out to the chat, as always. You guys are the best in here. I don't know how to say your name, my guy, but I'm glad that you are entertained. And my suit is messed up here, but we're going to keep it messed up. I'm a little sitting down. I'm disheveled here, my guy, but I appreciate you for watching. Christian Rivas in here, LJ from H-Town, Unk Oliver, I should say, Dennis Garcia, Christopher Carter. Love all you guys. Ron Crawford giving out all his spreadsheet plays of the day here. Calgary, White Sox, Boston Celtics. I like this here. Salva Can here. Shout out to you, my guy, or female. I don't know, actually. Salva Can kind of is it's not a name, I guess. So shout out to you, my dude. Roger that, 215. Poppy Cat, Ranch, Chief, all you guys. Rob Free, JPZ, if I've already said you, thank you so much. Revenant, wide receiver, thank you for joining us as well, my guy. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's beat these bookies tonight. Apparently, I am the long-lost blues brother. I like that. I should have some glasses on. Next time I will. Jerry TG, Wallaby King, let's do it. And Wallaby King, ditch the suit next time, yeah? I thought the suit was a nice look, Jared. How could you? I thought the suit was a nice look. Might bring it back tomorrow. Who knows? Well, I wanted to feel official and professional today. All right, so let's run down these cards. For the NHL, Mr. Gogster is on the Rangers in regulation, plus 119, and the Florida Panthers in regulation at minus 128. And remember, I am tailing all of my guys here on the show today, so I will also be betting Rangers and Florida and regulation individually. Conor Mac on the Toronto Yankees first 5 under 4 here, minus 115. That game is actually underway, and I believe it was 1-0 Yankees. So that's interesting. Or no, 1-0 Blue Jays, I believe it was. Let me double check that score here in a second while I do, and I'm sure people in the chat are putting in the score. Yes, it is 1-0 bottom 3, so that's looking good for Conor. And the Reds 4-0 against the lowly Milwaukee Brewers. My goodness, that is a tough scene there. Adrian Hauser and Vlad. Wow. Tough scene there for Adrian Hauser. Tough. Seattle run line plus 154 for Conor. He's going for the big dog spot there. I like that. And the Colorado Giants full game over 7.5 plus 100. That is a taint play of the day. Shout out to my guy, Matt Randall. Let's get this. We love seeing these. Shout out to Taint as always. And then lastly for Daryl here, Daryl Rice. You guys just heard him. He's on Memphis first quarter +1 at minus 110 for Daryl, hitting almost at 60% on the season. So he's a beast. Not many people do it, and we love it. I'll run through my my MLB plays for today. I will be betting these, or I should say I've already bet these. Tampa Bay Rays, Los Angeles Angels first 5 over 3 minus 125. Cleveland Guardians, Chicago White Sox first 5 over 4.5 minus 120. Miami, Arizona first 5 under 4 minus 110. The full game under Giants, Rockies 7.5. Shout out to Taint. And the New York Mets run line minus 115 for me. It's going to be fun, guys. It is going to be a fun name. By the way, Salvacan is not a name. Yes, sorry. When I do this show and I'm reading these things out loud, I just I say whatever comes to my mind. There's no filter here to help me stop things that are embarrassing, perhaps. But no, it's a great time, and I appreciate all you guys. You guys get a very genuine look at me throughout this show. Thank you, guys. Ron Crawford, by the way, is going to have another Twitter pod, or another Ron Crawford spreadsheet pod on Twitter. So follow him, Ron Crawford. Drop your Twitter handle in there. I will shout it out as well. I forgot what it is off the top of my head. But yes, White Sox game is postponed. That game, that hurts for the first 5 over we were on. So that I had the first 5 over 4.5 in that game. Connor didn't have anything official, but if that game is postponed, I doubt that will go on. So let me just erase that. Disappointing to see. All right. And for those people that do like live betting, I would consider a Reds live or a Brewers live bet, but it seems like I'm taking a look at the game real quick, and it seems just like Hauser, not throwing strikes, not in his zone. Yeah, he just walks the guy to load the bases. No thanks there, but maybe you can take a Brewers look after Hauser gets out and see if they can come back. So, all right, guys, thanks everyone so much for watching. We'll be back again here tomorrow morning. It's gonna be fun. Remember, no say hey plays later today because we did this show, and we would just be going over the same information again. Follow me on Twitter at Jose Bouquett. I will tweet out all the action, and I'll even tweet out Gogster, Conor Mac, and Daryl Rice's action for today. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to say hey on social media, and we'll see you guys next time.